Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stands. It's the massive game. It's Manchester United versus Arsenal. Social media is popping off about who might be in the starting lineup for Manchester United. I would just say chill. There are certain games in a season where it really just matters. All that matters is that we get behind the team and we win the game. And I've seen many a time Manchester United play Arsenal over the years in the Sir Alex Ferguson era. And to be honest with you, maybe Wenger's Arsenal were a better footballing side than us. We chuck a Phil Neville in the midfield and we beat them physically. So I can't honestly sit here and say that picking Scott McTominay in the midfield over Casemiro won't work. I can't honestly say that sticking Rashford down the middle over Ronaldo won't work. It might work. And I think we've got to hope it does work. And we've got to trust the manager who's ground out some results. Look, there is some talk that Antony is going to start. I hope that is the case. I'd be very excited if it does happen. But we're getting news that the team is not changed at all, apart from Elanga for Antony. So he is going to bench Casemiro and he is going to bench Ronaldo again. And of course, I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. But we've got a massive game here. And if we win it, it's a long season with a lot of opportunities. I do not believe Marcus Rashford is a centre forward. And I do not believe Scott McTominay is better than Casemiro. And at some point, I think that will change. But today it clearly isn't probably going to change. So we just get on with it. We'd be positive. We've got to win this game against Arsenal. There is no prize to be won by moaning about a team selection that we don't like. Do you think United should go in for Nathan Patterson in January? Looks like a real talent, says Mohammed. I couldn't give a shit, Mohammed, to be honest with you. We're playing Arsenal in a massive game. I've got no interest in transfer talk. You're living in the past, mate. We're focusing on a massive game here. Come on, why is Casemiro not playing makes no sense to me, man. But we spoke about this in the preview. McTominay played well on Thursday night. What are Manchester United if not consistent around picking players like McTominay? And if he plays well, he's definitely. I never for 1 minute thought that Casemiro was going to bench Scott McTominay. I didn't. Of course, I would do that. I've seen McTominay enough to know what he is. But he actually played quite well against Leicester. He was always going to start this game, and I'd be very, very surprised if I'm wrong about that. The Ronaldo one is more important to me. I think that Rashford performance against Leicester was dreadful, absolutely dreadful. There's a contrast here. Scott McTominay played well against Leicester, and Rashford didn't. And it's, I don't believe Rashford should start this game. I think Ronaldo should be starting. And I thought Ronaldo in the last 20 minutes did really well. But there seems to be, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because it seems to me, and we haven't had the official team come in yet, but it seems to me that Ten Hag uses the fitness thing against Casemiro and Ronaldo. But Antony goes straight into the team who's been training in the Eredivisie. So I don't think it's about fitness. I think it's about preference. And I think those people who are trying to make it about, oh, it's just because Casemiro is not up to speed with the Premier League yet. Martinez was thrown straight into the Premier League. Antony's been thrown straight into the Premier League. I'm telling you now, if Frankie de Jong had been bought, Frankie de Jong would be playing this game today. Casemiro just isn't the player that Ten Hag wanted. I think he will use him, and I think he's going to use him. But there's a very big difference between getting the player that you want and getting the player that you get. And I think that Erik Ten Hag has shown that he is picking the players that he wants. And he is the manager, and we've got to go with that team. I know there's a lot of people not very happy about it. Zinchenko is apparently starting for Arsenal, which is a surprise. And the only change is apparently Antony. I think Brighton are beating Leicester 3-2, by the way. And yeah, we're just waiting on this official team news, but I'm just going through the chat here. We said the same thing about Varane on the bench as well. He brings him in the lineup and looks what happens. Can't leave multiple Champions League winners on the bloody bench, says Andrew Rossi. Hi, Mark. Could you shout out my dog and my girlfriend, says Jet. Thank you very much for that. And we had a Belgian player taller than Scott with the same passion and a better box-to-box than him, but Scott is from the youth, says Edgar. There you go. And it's not just fitness, it's understanding his style, says Danny King. So there we go with that. Official team news is about to come in. Make sure you get involved with the channel, by the way. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's going to be a big stream today. Brighton have just got a penalty as well. I'm in the Bruno top because it's the only player that I thought was definitely going to start. So, yeah, we're going with that. And what else have we got? Haley says, why on earth has the so-called manager benched Ronaldo again? Getting fed up with Ten Hag. Ronaldo has to be one of the fittest players in the team. Well, I don't want to see negativity against the manager. I think the manager is, we've got to support this manager. And as you know, I do support this manager. And I'm really not going to get stressed about the team, to be honest with you. I'm not going to get stressed about the team because it's a massive game for Manchester United against Arsenal, and I want us to win this game. I suppose one thing I will look about the team as it comes out is tactically, are we giving up the ball? So United's 11 is De Gea, Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Malacia, McTominay, Eriksen, Sancho, Bruno, Antony, and Rashford. Antony straight into the team. Ronaldo and Casemiro benched again is where we're at. So let's go straight into that conversation. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm Ten Hag's fan club here, trying to defend the manager, because that's what we should be doing, surely. We can beat Arsenal. We can beat Arsenal. We can beat Arsenal with that team. And at the end of this game today, that's all that matters. What will happen with Ronaldo and what will happen with Casemiro is quite rightly what somebody just said there, is the same thing that happened with Varane. Eventually, they will get in the team and they cannot be benched. So that's what's going to happen there. That is what's going to happen. These players will get into the team. I can't act shocked, because the only shock is that Antony's starting. I mean, I actually expected him to start Elanga, because I just didn't think he was going to change the team. And we are learning about Erik ten Hag by the game here. And clearly he is a manager, whether you like it or not, who doesn't want to change a winning team. And that has the benefits if it's picking the players that you want. But if it's picking the likes of Rashford down the middle and McTominay in the midfield, then you're going to be disappointed. But I don't feel that disappointment. And some people would say, oh, you know what you want about. But Harvey says it's nice to see Antony in the team. I just want to win this game today. And it wouldn't matter if he was playing Harry Maguire at the back and put Varane on the bench. I'd be stunned, but I'd still be, we've got to win this game. The game is bigger than the team selection. We have to win this game today. That's what we've got to do. We've got to win the game. So that's the most important thing for me. You can't defend a manager who lies to the fans about fitness and continues to start players who aren't good enough. It's bullshit, Mark, and you know it's a Stuart Walker. So support should be earned, not given. Disgrace of a manager, says Nate. I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this. I'm going to defend the manager because the chat seem incapable of accepting it's a team game rather than whoever you think it's the best player, says Nick P. And big test for the midfield. Arsenal's ball movement has been great and will test us. Well, I just want to go through Arsenal's team lineup as well. Look, I will hit it head on. I'll hit the team news head on and I'll tell you what I really do think about it, which is that I back the manager and he's picked the team and that's what it is. Ramsdale in goal, White at right back, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Sam Lokonga, Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. Very, very strong team from Arsenal. Very nice kit they're wearing as well, if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a strong Arsenal side, and it's actually stronger than we may have thought it was going to be, with the likes of Zinchenko playing. Odegaard was a bit of a doubt. Ramsdale was a bit of a doubt. And so was Ben White. So it's a very, very strong Arsenal team. Can't understand 2 goalkeepers on the bench means Donny loses his bench seat, says Joshua. I haven't seen the bench for Manchester United. Oh, this is, well, that's something I will be very frustrated about if that is the case. 2 goalkeepers on the bench and no Donny. That's ridiculous. No Donny on the bench. He must be injured. He must be injured. You can't. You wouldn't put 2 goalkeepers on the bench if Donny was injured. So the bench is Dubravka, Heaton, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw's back, Casemiro, Fred, Elanga, and Ronaldo. Donny must be injured. There's no. There can be no explanation for that. Donny must be injured. You can't not. You can't put 2 goalkeepers on the bench. You can't put 2 goalkeepers on the bench. You can't do that. Team news from Old Trafford. So, yeah, we've gone through the team. Look, can't understand 2 goalkeepers, says Joshua Bowater. I'm writing the same thing as I did last week, Mark. Casemiro dropped again. Just shows that Erik ten Hag did not want him, says Foto. And I think that's the angle to go down here. Ronaldo would benefit from crosses into the box, unlike Rashford. So why are we starting Rashi, says Mark Sewell. I think we're shoehorning Rashford into the team. I do. And I think we're shoehorning Rashford into the team because that was part of the conversation that Erik ten Hag had with the board when he took the job. It's well known in the industry that one of the big appeals of Ten Hag was how he spoke about Rashford in the interview and said he'd make a player out of him. And United are desperate for that to happen. So I've always said I think Sancho would get dropped before Rashford. So I don't know why people are shocked that Rashford's starting games under Ten Hag, because he loves Rashford. So that's going to I expected that to happen. Best start for Arsenal since 2004, when United also ended it at Old Trafford. History to repeat itself. I'm very nervous about this, Max, and I really hope we can win. Also, do you believe McTominay understands now to align with Varane, Lissandro, and has escaped in the English clique, says Tyler Wilson. Antony and Sancho will be balling today. We will be in their faces and expect some fireworks, says Abhishek. Good morning, Mark. Cheers from Chicago, says Mario. Good morning, mate. Mark, what are your thoughts on regarding Casemiro on the bench? Has he made the right decision, says Darren. And also, Donny has a wedding. Casemiro is not starting is really shocking, to be honest, says Joshua. And Mark, I seen something 2 hours ago saying Antony was starting. The leaks are getting beyond the joke, says Ainsley. Yeah, I purposely didn't sort of tweet about the leaks because they were out massively early again. Can you imagine favouritism in case Antony does not work, says Mohit. Look, first of all, the positivity is that Antony is starting. And look, he's just spent £100 million on him. I don't think anybody can argue with that happening. I think it's absolutely spot on that that happens because he's a €100 million player. So I don't think the Antony starting is causing anybody any issues. I think Antony starting is spot on. Why don't journalists ask Ten Hag about Donny's lack of playtime? He was a regular starter for Ten Hag at Ajax, as Pratt. So the Antony thing's good news, and I think we all agree with that. The big ones are Casemiro and Ronaldo. Now I'm going to say straight away, the manager picks the team. I back the team that the manager picks. This game is too big to start moaning about where Ronaldo is, where Casemiro is, and anything like that. So my stance is I back the manager. I back the team. We're against Arsenal. I want to win. That has to happen 100%. So that's where I am. Now, my honest opinion on the team is that it's not the team I would pick. I've done my preview. That's the whole point. In my preview, McTominay was out and Rashford was out. And Ronaldo was in and Casemiro was in. But I suppose that was what I would do. Honestly, I expected him to do this. Although I expected Antony to be on the bench. So I thought maybe he would start Ronaldo and put Rashford on the wing. What is Manchester United? Well, Manchester United, says Gary Neville. But what is Manchester United? Whether you like it or not, Manchester United, and the big thing we go on about as a fan base all the time, so we're as guilty of it anyone. What is Manchester United? It is Marcus Rashford and Scott McTominay, the youth. This is what we're all about. So we can't moan about it when McTominay and Rashford don't get dropped, because that's what Manchester United is. It's about the youth. That's probably why they're playing. In the case of McTominay, he did play well on Thursday. But look, I would manage a team in a very different way, but I am not a manager and you are not a manager, and Erik ten Hag is. And I said this about Harry Maguire. When you've got Rafael Varane on the bench and you're starting Harry Maguire, I don't understand a world like that. And I certainly don't understand a world where you are benching. I mean, Casemiro, this would be like benching De Bruyne for Bruno. It's just ridiculous. Like, Bruno's a good player, but he ain't Kevin De Bruyne. So yeah, of course I would have started Casemiro, but I didn't expect him to, and I hope McTominay is man of the match. The bigger one for me is Ronaldo. I mean, at least with McTominay, you can say he's played well the last couple of games. Rashford down the middle has been trash, absolutely trash. We're just trying to hit a long ball. That's all we're doing. And guess what? It didn't work against Southampton, and it didn't work against Leicester. We're just trying to hit a long ball for Rashford's pace, and it's not working. And I thought, you know, I had hoped that this coach was going to play a better brand of football than that. So hopefully today there's a better plan, because I don't know what Marcus Rashford offers to Manchester United as a striker. I mean, look, it's game 3, so maybe we're going to get one ball in 3 that catches them out over the top. But let's be honest, that's all Rashford can do. He is literally no good with his back to goal. He's not good in the air. He's not a link-up player. He's just a pace player with a good finish. So I'm very surprised that Rashford is starting up front over Cristiano Ronaldo. And I do not believe for 1 minute that there is a pace thing. A fitness thing. But that's my honest opinion. I ain't going to rant about it and I ain't going to moan about it because the manager has won the last 2 games. And I support the manager and therefore I support the team. So I don't agree with the team, but I'm not surprised by the team. And hopefully it's good enough. And, you know, if one thing's taught us about Manchester United in these sort of games, it's about the occasion. It's about the atmosphere. It's about, you know, who wants it more. And, you know, maybe Ronaldo's not in the right state of mind at the moment. I don't know. Maybe Rashford offers you more passion. Maybe McTominay offers you more passion. And in a game like that, that could be really important. Why is he not starting Ronaldo or Casemiro, says Abdul? Because he's the manager. He hasn't been trash. He made an unselfish run for Bruno, but I would expect you to see what he does off the ball, says the lost poet. Maybe go and start your own channel, mate, and then see how many people tune in for you, and then you can have the floor. But until then, sit down, because I've just passed my opinion. You've just passed your opinion. The last poet thinks that Rashford had a really good game running off the ball. Okay, second half against Leicester, he was blowing out of his arse and hardly ran around at all. So I'll disagree with you. I thought Rashford was poor against Leicester. And I thought that he was poor against Southampton. I hope he has a good game today, because we've got to get behind these players. But do you want an opinion or do you want a dictatorship? And at the end of the day, you've expressed your opinion against Rashford. I and many others believe that Rashford's not a centre forward and he's better off the left. But, you know, hopefully he'll have a good game today. But it won't matter if he has a good game today or not, because it won't change the fact that he didn't play well against Leicester or Southampton, in my opinion. I think Casemiro is not starting due to tactics. He wants Eriksen to be a creator from deep and McTominay as box to box. This is why he needed Frankie, says Benjamin. Casemiro needs fitness up in the Ten Hag system. I think that's a load of bollocks, Ray. I think it's absolutely a load of bollocks. The fitness thing, I'm not having that. The fitness thing is a load of bollocks. Ronaldo's the fittest player in the squad. Fact, it's proven. And Casemiro's had a pre-season with Real Madrid and has been here for 2 weeks. Antony has been on strike for 2 weeks and goes straight into the starting lineup. Oh, but he's played for Ten Hag before. Yeah, 4 months ago, straight into the team. So I think that the fitness thing is a nonsense. I think this is a selection thing. And I hit that in the face and say, let's back the manager. Stop looking for excuses why Casemiro and Ronaldo are on the bench. They're on the bench because Ten Hag's benched them. Varane was on the bench at the start of the season because he got benched. People want to live in a fairyland where, well, no, Varane wasn't on the bench for Maguire. It was a fitness thing. It was all about fitness. Bullshit. If we'd have beaten Brentford and Brighton, Maguire would still be the centre-back, and you know it. Respect the manager, respect his decisions. He's picked that team and he's benched players that you would have started. That's just the way it is. Get behind the team, get behind the manager. Because if these players are as good as they are meant to be, then what happened with Maguire will happen with Casemiro, and it will happen with Ronaldo. They're too good to be on the bench, and they will get their place in the team eventually. 100%. Ten Hag has to press that Casemiro and Ronaldo, etc. However, they will start in a few weeks' time. He likes switching the team around every few weeks, says him. Mark, could Casemiro be a board signing instead of a Ten Hag signing, says Hurtado. Mark, do you think Maguire and Shaw start against Sociedad? Yes, I do. I think Ronaldo and Casemiro will start as well, Lee, if we win today. It's about building an understanding of Ten Hag's tactics, not fitness. Antony does. Casemiro and Ronaldo will learn as missed pre-season, says MZR. Big games call for big game players, and Ronaldo and Casemiro are that. McTominay and Rashford shouldn't be in the starting 11, says Sean Turner. Well, look, I'm desperately fighting the tide here, but I feel I'm drowning a little bit. There seems to be quite a few people who are just not happy about the team news today, and I think that it is what it is, and we've got to win this game. I think it will be a draw, but let's focus on the game. Arsenal are a very good team, and we can't get lost in the weeds of who's been picked. We need to start this game well, like we did against Liverpool. The team, the crowd are going to be up for it. Look, we've not even spoken about the protest outside the ground, which is taking place now. We've not spoken about the banners and everything that will be in the ground. It's going to be a very big atmosphere like it was against Liverpool, and we need those players to react to that. We cannot keep supporting him no matter what he does, says Abdul. Well, I can't believe that there are genuine Man United fans in the chat turning on the manager. It's preposterous. We've just won the last 3 games. Can you admit Erik Ten Hag got it wrong by benching Varane at the start? Well, of course he did, Rory, and it's been proven. Christian, welcome to the Members Club. Hi, Mark. I agree with most of the lineup, but Ronaldo and Casemiro not starting is a big risk. I hope Ten Hag pulls it off 2-1 to United, says Mohammed. Prepare to be baptised by Jesus. Also, Zayn Miasi is my dad, says David Nicholson. I think Ten Hag is showing the players that if you win games, you will play, says Shay. Rashi would only play up front for Leicester. That's his level as a striker, says Liam Grimm. And support the team and the manager. Just remember, Glazers out. Don't fight amongst ourselves, says Derek. And Ten Hag, let's go, says Pat. Good stuff. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're very close to hitting 470,000 today. So subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. The board is pressurising the manager. Starting Rashford over Ronaldo is a joke, says Suyash. You know what? I think that I want to come back to Casemiro because I think there's I'm not going to claim this comment. It was obviously mentioned a few minutes ago, and I think it's a fantastic point. Martinez straight into the team. Antony straight into the team, even though he's been on strike. Casemiro, new signing, bench. You don't need a map book for me to tell you the journey. Casemiro was not an Eric Ten Hag signing. He wasn't, because Eric Ten Hag puts his signing straight into the team. That's what he's done with Antony. That's what he did with Martinez. I think he's very happy to have Casemiro, but it's not the player that he wanted. And everybody knows he wanted Frankie de Jong. And if Frankie de Jong was a signing for Manchester United, he would be straight into this team today. So look, if you're looking for an explanation about the Casemiro thing, was Eric Ten Hag looking for a Casemiro type signing at the start of the summer? No, he was looking for a ball playing midfielder. He wanted Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong is not Casemiro. In fact, Frankie de Jong is not Casemiro so much that many people thought we were going to get Casemiro and Frankie de Jong. So I think what's happened here is Manchester United have spent all summer trying to get Eric Ten Hag's #1 signing, Frankie de Jong. They didn't get him, and they used the money on Casemiro. And I think Eric Ten Hag has gone, well, I'd love to take Casemiro, yes, but he's not what I wanted. But I'll definitely be able to use him. He's come into the squad and he's like, yeah, he's a good player, but I'm not in any rush to use him at the moment. I'm happier with McTominay, Eriksen, and Bruno. Just that's the logic. That's not my opinion. That's not to create debate. I think that's the situation, isn't it? If he got Frankie de Jong straight into the team like Antony and Martinez, he's got Casemiro and he's gone, yeah, thanks for that. I needed a midfielder, but you know what? I'm happier with McTominay, Bruno, and Eriksen at the moment, and Casemiro will come into the team as and when I'm ready. If he really rated Casemiro as essential to the team, he would start him in a game that's essential to win. So Casemiro's down the pecking order. I don't think he's going to be another Donny van der Beek where we're just sat there going, why did we buy him? But right here, right now, he prefers McTominay, he prefers Eriksen, and he prefers Bruno. And that's the bottom line. And deal with it and support the team, because that is the manager's choice. Same with Ronaldo. He prefers Rashford up front to Ronaldo. It is what it is. You don't have to agree with it, but you have to want Manchester United to win. Welcome to the Members Club, Christian. We need to support the manager in the club. I trust Ten Hag has picked the right team, says Andreas. Jash says, Mark, what if we're losing and Ronaldo comes in and wins the match for it? Would he still be out the team, says Jash? Well, we're playing in the Europa League on Thursday, so that team won't be our best team, will it? I just think it's a bit strange. Antony comes in straight away. I think there's something happening higher up. Those two players should be starting, says Dominic. I think it's just that he didn't want Casemiro. He wanted de Jong. Casemiro is the new Donny. It's going to be a long and lonely road for him. I don't agree with this lineup whatsoever. Rashford at 9 is a punishment, says James. Super chats are meant to be read out loud, so please work on it, says Titus. Don't know what you're talking about. Thank you. Are deeping it too much. Don't change a winning team, says User. Mate, I'm not deeping it. I'm talking with the chat. I wish people would understand how this conversation works. People ask questions and we debate it. I'm not deeping the team. I said right at the start, back the manager, back the team. We need to win the game. Do I agree with the team? No. Am I losing my shit about the team? Absolutely not. Some people are. We need to win this game. We need to get behind this team, and we need to get behind this manager as well. If he's proven wrong, he's proven wrong. But the game's not even kicked off yet. Billy says, I don't like Antony going right into the team. Shows favouritism. We don't need that to start again, says Billy. If Eric Ten Hag said no to Casemiro, why would a world-class CDM hurt his World Cup chances sitting on the bench, as Anshel? I don't know. And I didn't say he said no to Casemiro. You see, again, people listening to what they want to listen to. Who's told you that Ten Hag said no to Casemiro? He clearly said yes to Casemiro, but he obviously wanted Frankie de Jong. And what I'm saying is, if he wanted Casemiro as his #1 target, he would be starting today, because that's what Ten Hag does. Antony, straight in the team. Martinez, straight in the team. Casemiro on the bench, because he's not de Jong. He doesn't feel that Casemiro needs to go straight into that team. He's a nice to have. he's not the player he wanted, which is De Jong. So he's sticking with what he's got at the moment. I think Ten Hag wants at least one player each in defence, midfield and attack who understands his system well. So Stephen, I just don't get it. Is he just picking favourites just like Ollie? Ronaldo and Casemiro should start, says Rod. I think it's a case of the players from last season are being given a full chance. He knows Casemiro and Ronaldo will do the job when these players fail, says Lee. But I disagree with that, Lee. We can't afford to lose a game and fail. He's picking a team to win. He's picking a team to win. He's not picking players to fail. Give it a change, guys. Casemiro will start. That's not important at the minute. We have a strong bench, says Ray. As much as I am not happy seeing Rashford up front and Scott in midfield, the coach makes the final decision and we've got to get behind him, says Lindsay. Absolutely, exactly. Rashford isn't being shoehorned. Eric Ten Hag just likes him, nothing more. Otherwise, they shoehorn Casemiro, says Daniel. I'd rather Ronaldo and Casemiro in the team. Let's go, Antony, says Scott. We have a world-class manager. Antony starting because the forward lines was blunt. So let's get positive people, please, says the Lost Poet. Exactly. Thank you. Okay. We're going to go to Adam, who's outside Old Trafford, and he's going to give his thoughts on what's going on. Ow, just kicked me fucking foot.
Okay, teams are in. This has been the most anticipated team lineup, I think, all season, simply because we got hints that possibly there was going to be changes. Does Antony come in? Well, yes, he does. Alanga drops to the bench. Antony straight into the team. Looks like Rashford's going to be playing at number 9 again, which is open to debate. And really, I would have preferred Ronaldo to be playing in this game after the way he played after he came on against Leicester. Interestingly enough, McTominay holds his position over Casemiro. There was a rumour that Casemiro was definitely going to play today. I'm disappointed he's not, but then again, Ten Hag is a stickler for keeping the same team, keeping the winning team. Keeping the winning team, McTominay against Arsenal, it's a bit of a different ball game. This is a massive game right now. This could be a complete momentum swinger in terms of how this season moves forward. You've got to look at this and you've got to say, this is the biggest game of the season so far for both teams. Arsenal to solidify top spot and prove to everybody that, you know what, we're not here just messing around. And United to actually say, look, no, we're still in this. Yeah, we can go 3 points behind Arsenal with a win. We can go 2 points behind Manchester City. After the start that we had, that was unthinkable. But this team today, same back four, same keeper, same midfield, one change in attack. That pretty much tells you everything you need to know about how Ten Hag is going to work going forward this season. Keeping the winning team, making minimal changes. I think we'll see more changes when it comes to Thursday night, Europa League. But honestly, you can't really complain that much about the team that's come out there. McTominay, Casemiro, debatable I would say more than anything. But Antony straight in, bold move, big game to start. I think, you know what, you look at it, it could actually possibly make all the difference going forward. That little bit of extra creativity going into that final third against Arsenal. Massive game. I'm going 3-2 United. Got confidence that we're going to do this today. The vibe out here is absolutely mint right now.
Okay, so team news is looking like Antony is coming in for Anthony Elanga. No Casemiro, no Ronaldo. In my opinion, it's not what I would have done. I definitely would have brought in Casemiro. Probably 90% would have brought in Ronaldo for this huge game. Like we got to remember, we got to bring the Arsenal down a peg or two. And in my opinion, this is, as I say, such a huge game. Come on, yeah, it's such a huge game, guys. And I don't want this to kind of go under the radar as how big this game actually is and how we need a performance here, not just a result. You can get results and bad performances, but we need to turn up against the good teams like we did Liverpool and put on a performance, and hopefully then that leads on into getting the result. It's a shame to see McTominay starting, although he did actually play. He has played all right the past 2 games for McTominay standards. But in my opinion, when you've got five-time Champions League winner on the bench, and you know, how long is he going to be on the bench? If we keep going winning 1-0, does this just carry on? The same team starting over and over again? In my opinion, it's got to change. Maybe looking forward into the Sociedad game during the week. Does the lineup then change? I'm not too sure. In my opinion, yeah, it's a good sign that Antony's starting. Bit of a shock. Probably the one change I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought he would come off the bench maybe for 15-20 minutes, then make his full debut against Sociedad. But it's still a good team, still a strong team, and hopefully the performance can be put in.
And everybody, we're back then. Eric Ten Hag already explained Casemiro and Ronaldo have to get used to the system. The current crop had weeks of pre-season or prior experience playing for Eric Ten Hag, says Addy. Ten Hag in, Glazers out, says Chris. So, yeah, look, I can only repeat. This game, I went to bed last night excited about this game. I'm excited about every United game, but really excited. And I woke up this morning, and as you know, I never get nervous, but I did feel that tension of, nerves and excitement, and that pondering and uncertainty of what mood I'm going to be in tonight. My plan tonight is I want to watch Top Gun 2, and I want to just chill out Sunday night. But I might not watch it if Arsenal win. Gunners, Top Gun, get in the fucking bin, Tom Cruise. So the mood that we're going to be in 2.5 hours is going to be dictated to by the next 2 hours, and we could be flying high. Where would we be in the league if we win? We go up to 12 points. So we'd be 3 points off Arsenal, 2 points off Man City. In a really good position. If we lose, we're 9 points off Arsenal. We're smack in the middle of in the league. We've lost 3, we've won 3. The contrasts are huge, and this is why I think it will probably be a draw. But you've got to get behind the team, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to. It's Manchester United. We're Manchester United. We've got to get behind the team. And look, I don't care whether Scott McTominay's playing in goal and Marcus Rashford's playing at centre back. We're getting behind the team. That's what we're doing on this channel, because we need to win. All this moaning about team news, I get it. But, at some point, there's so much to moan about. The Glazers. Come on, let's get on at the Glazers. Let's get the Glazers out. Let's make change at the football club. But Ten Hag will not get everything right. He's already shown he's not perfect. He got beat comprehensively by Brentford and Brighton. He picked Maguire over Varane. He rectified that mistake. He will make mistakes. That doesn't mean we have to crucify him for it. I'm behind this manager. I want this manager. For me, the most interesting thing is, as we move away from the team news, I want to talk about how we're going to play, because I think it's something that people just don't want to talk about. I think it's really important. I think the team has earned a little trust from Eric. That could also be why he's got the backing of them, says Dominic. I miss John O'Shea, says Reese. Casemiro won the Champions League and the Super Cup, heart of Madrid's midfield, and even if Ronaldo is 40, he should still start over Rashford, says lol. Otto says, I can't believe people are turning on the manager before the game has even begun. Please give the manager time to apply his craft, win or lose, says Otto. Eric Ten Hag said pre-season it's important many times. Imagine if we had our players in early. This board and Glaze has made it difficult for him when we need to win, says Rohit. Welcome to Members Club, Nick J. Not trying to pick a fight with you, but what I meant is you keep skipping Super Chat, says Titus. Not wanting to pick a fight with you, Titus, but we've got 47,000 people watching. Many people have been watching the Watchalong for years, and you may not have comprehended this yet, but Super Chats is to support the channel. They can't be all read out. We repeat this every show. So I don't know what sort of sense of entitlement you've got, but maybe you need to be part of the community and understand that we will try to read out every Super Chat, but it's actually physically impossible because the chat is moving so quick. But the vast majority do get read out, and obviously we appreciate the support. So thank you for everybody for that. Unfortunately, and we put them on screen as well. So, we're doing our best, Titus. Sorry if it's not good enough. Anyway, back to the show. I want to talk about the way that we're going to approach this game, because I love Eric Ten Hag. I want him to be successful. I do get very defensive of him. Even when he picks the team I wouldn't pick, I still defend Ten Hag because ultimately I believe in this manager. And, I suppose we look at Arsenal and I know how they're going to play. And we've got the stats carousel. That team, that is as it stands. Obviously, we know Leicester have lost again to Brighton, which puts Brighton in a very, very good position. But I think with the way we're going to play this game is really, really important. Edward says, can we not start with Ronaldo up front? The way we're going to play this game is going to be really important. And we know what Arsenal are going to do. Here we go. And there's got another Pratt here. Wayne says, you say the board make Ten Hag pick Rashford, but wouldn't that also be... I didn't say that, Wayne. I didn't say that, Wayne. Sorry, I hate to call it out, but I didn't say that, Wayne. And it's this sort of bullshit that causes problems. I didn't say the board have told him to pick Rashford. I said, I'm not surprised Rashford's being picked, because we know from the interview with the board and Eric Ten Hag about the job, he said that he saw Rashford as a key part of his plan, and that really pleased the club because they want Rashford playing. Rashford is a favourite of Eric Ten Hag. That's what I said, and it's very, very clear. Didn't say he's been told to pick the team. Ten Hag loves Rashford. He wants to pick him. Deal with it. VAR best not mess the game. I want to talk about that, TG. We want a nice, clean game. That United lineup doesn't scare me. I see a very blunt attack, says Daniel. I think they fact we lose and still be top of the league takes pressure off us, says Daniel, who's an Arsenal fan. Thank you, Daniel, for your thoughts. Manager isn't supposed to pick the team you or I would pick, says Danielle. He's supposed to pick the players he sees to do the best style. Danielle, welcome to the club, and thank you for stating the obvious. And I miss GC Park type of players at a big game like this, says Ryan. I think some people are getting a bit lost here. Right. I've consistently said for the last half an hour, I back the manager, I back the team, I want it to do well, and I've defended the manager. But this is a fan channel, and people will have different opinions, and we're not sheep. I've been supporting this club for years. I remember David Beckham being dropped by Sir Alex and saying, what is he doing? He'd won as a treble. He'd won as many Premier Leagues, and I still sat there like many fans and said, what's the manager doing? You can go invincible and you'll still get questioned. Wenger got sacked. You're only as good as your last game as a player, and you're only as good as your last game as a manager, no matter what you've achieved. There will always be question marks about decisions. It's what makes football great. But on this one, I think you've got to back the manager. It's early days. He's got the right to do what he wants to do. But if you disagree with that, disagree with it. It's up to you. I smell some bullshit coming from VAR today, says FIFA Crazy. One bad ref decision. Yeah, look, I do want to talk about VAR in a minute because I'm a little bit disappointed. I think Arsenal have played a very clever game. I've seen a lot of things on social media about Paul Turney, who's the referee, getting a lot of pressure. Apparently he's from Manchester and the VAR person's from Manchester. And I think Arsenal are playing quite a clever game here, almost putting pressure on the manager and on the referee and the VAR person to be more biased towards them. Whether that works or not, we'll have to wait and see. But I've certainly tweeted it earlier. Unfortunately, we've had a raft of terrible VAR decisions this weekend, and they do tend to cover the whole weekend. So I am concerned that we might get a VAR today, as long as it goes our way, though. We're not qualified coaches. The manager will never set it to a team to lose the game, says Sebastian. Ollie 2.0, only at Man United could Casemiro and Ronaldo be benched, says Ty. Yeah, but he's not Ollie 2.0, is he? Because he's won the last 3 games. Ten Hag is starting to annoy me, though, with the obsession with Rashford, says Friedman. Why do people twist your words to suit their opinion and agenda? Are they just prats? Says you're, yeah, probably pretty much nailed it there. And I can understand not playing Ronaldo. He wants to play Rashford. That's fine. But Casemiro on the bench, I will never agree to this at his age, says Antonio. And welcome to Members Club Resco. It's interesting. We've all got different opinions. This is what it's all about, isn't it? But I want to talk about the tactics of this game. So the way Arsenal are going to play is the way that Ten Hag, this is going to be really important, the stats. Watch the stats, because this is the story I want to discuss. Arsenal will play possession football. They will create chances and their defence will be aggressive. That's how Arsenal will play. That's how they've played all season. That's what they do. How will Manchester United play this game of football? I'm asking you how we're going to play, because we've predicted it very well on the last 2 games, how Man United are going to play. We didn't predict how we would play against Liverpool, and they had 70% possession and we had 30% possession, or 65-35. But when we saw the Liverpool game, where we gave up possession and we hit in moments and we defended well, we said against Southampton, we're going to sit deep and try and hit them on the break. And we did. And the defence was superb, and we took that moment from this guy. And against Leicester, we did the same. Leicester had 51% possession in that game. Leicester City, the bottom table team, had more possession than Man United. Erik ten Hag is a 70% manager, possession. We saw it in pre-season. We've seen it at Ajax. He wants to create lots of chances. He wants to play a high line. In the last 3 games, well, take away Liverpool. In the last 2 games, we've played a deeper line. We've given up possession and we've looked to hit teams on the break. And it's worked. Are we going to do that today against Arsenal? That is the big question, because if we are, the selection of Ronaldo on the bench makes sense. There is no point in picking Cristiano Ronaldo if you're going to play deep and hit long balls from Bruno and Eriksen. There's no point. If we're looking for the ball in behind the back, pace on the break from Rashford makes sense. It hasn't worked yet, but it does make sense. If you're going to play deep, Scott McTominay can play that role as well. He's used to that. He did well with that with Fred. So are we going to give the possession to Arsenal today? Or are we going to play a higher line and try and take the possession from them and play on the edge of their box? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. If we're going to play a higher line, I would have played Casemiro and Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is going to be around the penalty box of Arsenal a lot, and obviously he's better in that position than Rashford. If we're going to play a little bit deeper, a little bit more defensive, like we have in the last 2 games, then pace on the break for the transition is important, and Rashford's quicker than Ronaldo. So we might have had a hint. I hope I'm wrong, because I'd like to see us. You can see the protests outside Old Trafford there. Look at the crowd outside the Trinity. I hope I'm wrong on this. I'd like to see us get hold of the ball and we're at home, but we might have a hint of how we're going to play. The team is pretty much the same as it was against Leicester and Southampton. And in those games, we gave possession up. So maybe we're going to do that again, in which case it's all about the game plan, isn't it? I think people who want Ronaldo and Casemiro to play want us to play on the front foot, high line, high possession. Maybe we're not going to do that. Maybe Ten Hag is still of the opinion that we're not ready to do that yet, and we actually need to focus on results. So we'll see. Could it be Ten Hag has Rashford, Sancho and Antony run the Arsenal defence ragged for 60 minutes, then brings on Ronaldo and Casemiro to control the end? It could be, Antony. It's a 90-minute game. The most important thing is that we win this game. I think he wants to overrun Arsenal centre-backs with Sancho and Antony cutting in and our wing-backs filling the corridors. Love the streams, Mark. Keep it up, says Alban. I think the tactical side of this game is going to be really interesting because Arsenal are settled and they're playing well. Setting up as we did against the Liverpool, hopefully with more attacking balance with Antony, says Philip. Mistake not to start Ronaldo, a man of big games. He should start and be captain this game. Bench Bruno and play Casemiro, says Martin. Good morning, Mark from the USA. Big game today, boys. Let's go get those 3 points, says Paul. And I personally think he's playing Rashford being chosen because he's the future of United and Ronaldo isn't, says Sam. Fair point. Titus, welcome to the Members Club. Can I just say as well, please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We've got nearly 50,000 watching already. I think this is going to be a very big stream today. You get a few games every season where it is just electric. And this game, as I've said before, come on. There's so much to do today. This is what we're here for. This is what it's all about. You know, we're on each other's team. We're on each other's team. We're all United fans. We're on each other's team. Let's get behind the team today. I've got goosebumps for this, and we're half an hour away yet. Let's get behind the team. Let's get behind the manager. Let's get behind Manchester United. Let's get this result because we can discuss. I'm more than happy to have the discussion about tactics and who's playing. I love it. But let's do that tomorrow and Wednesday and Tuesday. Let's win this game and then let's do that. Because if we lose this game, we've lost 3 and we've won 3, and it's not a good start to the season. If we win this game, we've won 4 and lost 2, and we're in a really good position. So those fans inside the ground, they're not going to be arguing about whether Casemiro and Ronaldo should start when that whistle goes. It's going to be boom. It's going to be electric. And we need to be like that as well because we're all part of the same team. For the first time in a while, we have a proper manager I'm sure is capable of picking the best team to win the game, says Cardo. Antonio, welcome to the Members Club. Hi, Mark, says Benji. And it would seem stubborn to try and possess a team on Arsenal's form who is doing it much better. I think, Diego, you're probably right. I don't think we're in a position to go toe-to-toe with Arsenal. As sad as that sounds, I don't think that we are. I hope that we do, but I don't think that we are. Can I just say, please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's free to do it. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Watch-alongs, previews, match reactions, chart shows. Got Romano on the show tomorrow afternoon. Ben Foster's on as well. Loads going on the channel. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and get part of this fantastic community. We're on each other's team. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're on 469,000. Let's hit 470 before kickoff. We can do it. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Share the video. Get involved. Still Funky says, love the United stand. Thank you, Mark, says there. London says, playing Southgate ultra-defensive style won't win us games against the big clubs in the long run. London, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do this to you, but you are the sacrificial lamb. This is Manchester United. Stop talking about Southgate. Stop talking about bloody Ronaldo and Casemiro. We're playing a game against Arsenal in 22 minutes' time. We're Manchester United fans. Get behind the fucking team. Let's go for it. I'm pumped for this game. I couldn't give a shit about the starting lineup. I hope McTominay's man of the match. I hope Maguire comes on and wins it. I don't care. We've got to win this game. It's Manchester United. Get behind the team. Stop stressing about who's on the bench. Stop bringing negativity into the game. Let's be positive. Let's go for it. Let's win the game. And then we can discuss all those things. Because I'm buzzing for the first time in years. And Arsenal fans would agree with this. For the first time in years, Arsenal Man United's not on a Monday night at 8 o'clock and it's raining and no one else is watching apart from United and Arsenal fans. It's Sunday afternoon. Arsenal are top of the league. We've just brought in a new signing who's making a debut. The world is watching Man United play Arsenal for the first time in ages. When I was growing up, the late 90s, this was the big game. Keane versus Vieira. Even before that, Wenger, Ferguson. This is Arsenal Man United. And for the first time in years, it's actually a big game. It's massive. And I'm telling you now, when that game kicks off, you're not going to be thinking about, I wish Casemiro was playing. You're going to get lost in the moment. I'm telling you, you're going to get lost in the moment and you're going to love it. So come on, Let's just have a bit of, it might not get better than this. We might get stuffed. We might lose. So let's enjoy the anticipation. Come on. For the first time in a long time, let's just feel. Let's feel the moment. Let's enjoy it, because you don't know what's coming. And and you know what? We might get 2 hours of just complete and utter passion and enjoyment. So look, come on. Trust me on this one. I'm really excited. Let's trust Erik ten Hag. We can have different opinions, but he's the coach. Exactly, Nasha. I embrace, and everybody else should embrace, different opinions. I've been at Old Trafford. I've been at Old Trafford loads in the early noughties, and people would be jeering Ryan Giggs because he's running to another player. And, you know, criticism's fine. It's absolutely fine, because it shows that you care. It shows you've got an opinion. But in games like this, you've got to be in it. I'm feeling a McSaw super strike, says Skin 7. I think ideally the front four would interchange to create numerical overloads, and is the place to open up the space, says Diogo. I feel very pumped for this game, says Otto. Everyone seems a bit grumpy for some reason. Can you pump it up? We're pumping it up, Joshua. I don't know why people are... Look, I said it from the start and I've been consistent. Do I agree with that lineup? No. Do I care? No. I just want this game to kick off. I want us to go after Arsenal, and I want us to win, and I don't care who plays. Erik ten Hag owes no player nothing. We need the squad. This is finally a big game, says SK. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. And let's trust in Ten Hag, says Nasha. Yeah, we've read that. Very, very good comment there. Yes, I said this very early on, and some people might not have heard it. I'm going to be a bit of a boomer here. Is that when you're a bit old? But I'm going to be a bit of a boomer here and say this. This brings me back to when the Invincibles came to Old Trafford, said Stephen. Exactly. Welcome to the Members Club Creed. If you're old like me, you'll remember Man United and Arsenal when it mattered. And there's whenever anybody ever mentions Man United against Arsenal, you think about Giggs with his top off and his hairy chest. You think about Keane and Vieira in the tunnel at Highbury. There's loads of fantastic memories. But one thing that always, if I had to sit and talk about Man United against Arsenal over the years when it was really big, one thing that would come up in the conversation in the first 10 minutes from me is, I always remember, and it might have only happened once, but I think it happened more. I always remember Sir Alex Ferguson would do something with the team that you didn't expect. He'd bring Phil Neville in and play him centre midfield, and you'd go, you wouldn't question it actually, because he did it and it worked. Phil Neville had suddenly started Man United's midfield, sometimes with Roy Keane or something like that. And why did Phil Neville start? Because Sir Alex Ferguson knew Arsenal were a better team than us if you let them play football. And he didn't want to go toe-to-toe. But what he also knew is that we had good players, but we were more passionate. And Phil Neville had come in and just clatter someone. And that's what it was all about. It was about getting under their nose, getting under the skin. And it would. Wenger hated that. Wenger didn't like the physical side of football. Wenger wanted to put the ball on the ground and outplay teams. Sir Alex Ferguson was happy to do that, but he also was happy to rough it up. And he'd learnt that because we'd go to Wimbledon in the 90s when they had bloody Vinnie Jones and that. And we'd go to Selhurst Park on a Wednesday night when it was like a bloody ploughed field on a farm. And they'd have all these physical players that would dominate teams. And we'd go there with Hughes and Cantona and Ince and Keane and Bruce and fight them and then beat them as well. So that could be what we're about to do here. Sometimes it's not about the best players. What does Casemiro know about the Premier League and an intense game like this? Does he know as much as what Scott McTominay does? We're about to find out. They were the best games, says Cal. I rarely get to watch the Watchalongs live. Love all the content. The Glazers only care about the brand and the dollars, says Brooks White. And come on, Arsenal, says Zayn Miasi. Yeah, look, there's a big protest outside the ground today. Fantastic work being done by those United fans again, and they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. And you're going to see a lot of banners in the ground, I think, today. There's a lot of people taking stuff in. Sylvan Wiltord says hello, says Chris. Yeah, I remember that one. Have we got Beth to listen to? Jordy, did you say? Okay, we're going to get the thoughts of Beth, and then when we come back, we're loading up for the game. It's getting very close to the start of this one. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner.
Hello everyone, we're outside Old Trafford and the team news has just come in. Just one change to Erik ten Hag's team, which is Antony in for Antony Elanga. It's crazy that he's not changed the team in 3 weeks. As soon as he signs his €100 million signing, he comes straight into the team. Antony, people said they didn't think he was going to start today. Lack of training, wasn't training with Ajax. Erik ten Hag's seen him in training and obviously thinks he's ready to go. I'm just happy personally that Elanga isn't starting. I think anything can be an upgrade. So a lot of pressure coming here against Arsenal, who are top of the league right now and on a good form, to perform at Old Trafford in front of all the fans. But I think it'll give the team a really, really big boost, especially when it comes to the atmosphere and knowing that Antony's in the starting lineup, our new signing, seeing what he's about, seeing what he can deliver against a really tough opposition in the Premier League is a really good start. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some good stuff from Antony. Rashford still stays in the team though, going down through the middle. Ronaldo again benched, and Erik ten Hag in the week seemed to say it was because of fitness. No pre-season tour, maybe he's punishing him for not going on the pre-season tour. He has these principles that he wants to stick by. Rashford against Gabriel and Saliba for me is a little bit worrying, and then no Casemiro. McTominay did have a good game, but Casemiro and McTominay, to me there's no comparing, so I hope that doesn't bite him, and I hope this team does perform and we get the 3 points. But I'm sure you'll see Casemiro and Ronaldo come off the bench to make an appearance, but hopefully we get the 3 points.
Nice to get those updates outside the ground from Beth, Charlie and Adam. Sam says, are up for this, Mark? Here we go. Couple of beers in, says Sam. I don't care about the lineup. It's the manager we wanted, so let's back him, says Eyes. Glory Manchester United. Love from India, by the way. You're all doing a good job, sir, says Abhishek. Thank you very much. Fala, welcome to, thank you very much for the super chat. Ten Hag just confirmed what I mentioned. Antony already knows his style of playing, so he can go straight away. Casemiro is still learning, says MZR. Come on, Arsenal. We've done that from Zayn Miasi. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we are only 500 away from 470,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stands. Obviously, we'll have my match reaction afterwards. We'll have the fan blogs with Adam. We've got the fan forum as well. So I think this is going to be the biggest after the game, isn't it? It's going to be so much to talk about. Thankfully, I've got my pen ready because I will be taking some notes. Stone Roses blasting through the flats. Feels like a proper big game for the first time in a long time. Come on, United, says Riley Boyd. Yeah, if you want to get in the mood, put Stone Roses on. I'm the Resurrection on earlier, but obviously the one that's the one. This is the one. This is the one. I wish we could put it on ourselves. But lots of excitement in the chat because Antony is starting. Yeah, I mean, look, I haven't. It just shows you how we can drift around tactics, team selections, and everything. But the big news is the game. But the big news is that Antony is starting. And look, it's been a very weird transfer window, and I'm glad it's over, and I don't want to reminisce about it. But you know what? I think that one of the things, if you were part of that summer transfer window on the United Stand, you will remember what I said when we thought we were going to get De Jong. We were talking about Antony in June and July, and I consistently said it. I said, yeah, De Jong's clearly the player that Erik ten Hag wants, but the player that's going to excite me the most if we get him is Antony. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll understand why. Because the Marcus Rashfords, when he was good, the Anthony Martials, when he was good, these are the players that I like. The better Cristiano Ronaldo's. You know, I like the players that get you on the edge of the seat. I look back through the history of United, the Lee Sharps, the Ryan Giggs, the Kanchelskis, they're all wingers. The players that I like the most are the players that can just run at a player, creative players, exciting players. And for me, Antony, there's a huge question mark there. Of course there is. The price tag, can he come and do it from the Eredivisie? Well, we haven't got to wait. We haven't got to wait. He's straight into the team. How exciting is that? He's straight into the team today. From minute one, we get to see this player and what he's all about. And look, I'm very excited. I actually think my prediction is he might take a little bit of time to settle. But you know what? Martial didn't, did he? He did it against Liverpool on his debut from the bench. Let's see what Antony can do, because I think he'll get opportunities. I think he will get opportunities. And he's up against Zinchenko, isn't he? So that's a match made in heaven, that is. It's important our fans don't turn on Lissandro or Varane if they make a few mistakes. Mistakes and losses will always happen, says Mohammed. Mark, what's your opinion on Ten Hag shampoo, says Tyler. We've not spoken about them. The defence has been superb. 1 goal conceded in the last 3 games. I had an Arsenal fan having an argument with me last night saying Goldbridge has put a whole United back 5 in his combined 11. The team's conceded 7 goals. No, it hasn't. It hasn't. That defence didn't play against Brentford and it didn't play against Brighton. It's played 3 Premier League games together and it's conceded 1 goal in 3 games. That is the defence that I think is better than Arsenal's. There's a lot of pressure on that today. There's a lot, some people want to give it Billy Big Bollocks, don't they? Some people will just say something and people will store it. I've not given it Big Bollocks. I respect Arsenal. I think they've had a very good start to the season. I think this season more than ever has shown that to win 5 Premier League games in a row isn't easy. People live up the arse of Man City. They've drawn with Villa and they've drawn with Newcastle. So the fact that Arsenal have won 5 games in a row, you've got to respect it. They're a good side, and it's going to be a hard game today. And if we win it, I want everybody to celebrate it because it's a massive win to beat Arsenal. But I have said that our defence is very good, and I don't think Arsenal really appreciate that. I don't think their fans appreciate that. I don't think rivals appreciate that, because we've probably been quite boring to watch the last 2 games. But as a United fan, you appreciate how good that defence has been. It's on the line today. Can they do it against a very good front 3 in Martinelli, Jesus and Saka? This is a big test for our defence. It's a big test for our midfield, and it's a big test for our attack. But on the other hand, it's a big test for Arsenal's attack. You know, it's a big test for De Gea. It's a big test for Ramsdale. It's a big test for everybody, and it's intriguing to see how it's going to go. But I think I fancy us to win this. It's Manchester United. It's at Old Trafford, and I expect us to win. Antony will retire Zinchenko tonight, says Kino. We should look to target Odegaard and Zinchenko and tackle hard, considering their injuries, says Harris. We'll give more fouls and have more yellow cards today. Hands down, in Ten Hag we trust, says Lee. I think that was something I did want to talk about, and we are still 10 minutes away. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. You know, fair play, McTominay starting today, but he's got to be very careful, and so is Delo. They're 2 players that I've marked down to be careful of. They pick up yellow cards like they're picking up sweets. Maybe they don't like sweets, but they do pick up a lot of yellow cards. And in a game like this, the referee is really important. They always are. I hope the referee doesn't hand a yellow card out early on, because this game needs to be allowed. They've got Xhaka in their team as well. They've got Gabriel. They've got physical players as well. I don't mind if the referee lets a few yellow cards go. Let the game be physical, because if he doesn't, that concerns me, because we've got players that can pick up a couple of yellow cards quite quickly in a game like this. It's going to be technical, it's going to be fast, but it's got to be allowed to be physical. And we've already had a weekend of dodgy VAR, so we've got to be careful. Donny's a new father. It's on the Man United site. That's why he's not involved, says Gregan. And biased aside, what is your true opinions of my favourite player, Saka? He turns 21 tomorrow. Extreme Gunner, I think it's going to be... Look, I like Saka. I don't want to blow any wind up Arsenal's arse here, because they are the opposition and therefore they are the enemy. But Saka, the way he responded... and look, I'm not throwing Sancho and Rashford under the bus here. You know, hopefully they'll play fantastically well today. But the way Saka responded to missing that penalty in the Euros and the season he had with Arsenal reminded me of what Beckham did and what Ronaldo did after difficult summer tournaments. He's a really good player, and Malacia has been fantastically good as well. So I think that is there's a lot of interesting matchups out there, isn't there? There's Rashford against Saliba. There is Ben White against Sancho. Is that a weakness there? A centre back at right back. There's Zinchenko against Antony. There's the midfield battles, of course. There's Jesus against Varane and Martinez. There is Malacia against Saka, which I think is a really, really interesting one as well. So I think there's so much in this game to look at. Can we do a poll for the result? I'm going United win, says Michael T. We'll do that. Let's go United. We're going to come out like a pack of wolves and make Arsenal look like a pack of prats, says Alok. I hope you're right. Eric Ten Hag deserves our confidence. Antony starting is a surprise, but we trust him. You know what? I don't think. I disagree. I don't think that it is a surprise that Eric Ten Hag has started Antony, because obviously he loves Antony. So I don't think it is a surprise. He did it with Martinez. Right, let's do a result poll. We'll go, obviously, United win. I actually predicted a draw. I want us to win, but, you know, I think the reason I think it might be a draw is because a win is amazing. A draw is devastating. A loss is devastating. A draw, everyone gets what they want, don't they? I got a few quotes coming in, so get voting in the poll. Got a few quotes coming in from Eric Ten Hag. He says, we have a plan for that, Zinchenko's play style, and we have to neutralise that. Clear it's about good pressing, getting in good positions. We have more than 11 starting players. We have a good bench, and they can have an impact. They should have that impact, because if you want to win something, and winning is in the end about it, you need a good squad. It's a big test, but I think the biggest test so far was against Liverpool, but now is another test. Different styles, you have to be good. Antony can be a real threat on that right wing with his speed, an out-and-out ball with his movement, but also with his dribble. I just can't wait for people to see Antony. I can't wait for people to see what he's all about. The contrast between him and Elanga, and put some respect on Elanga's name. He's not ready, is he? But he's been there for us this season and last season when people have been injured, and he's done a job for us. So I think, you know, you need to put some respect on his name, of course. But I think it's just going to be really, really interesting to see how Antony adapts to this game and what he can bring. I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very excited about it. And just trying to get these other quotes from Erik ten Hag here, just while we're here. Come back to the chat while we try and load those up. Much love from Germany. Thank you very much from Shao. Looking forward to an entertaining match today. Let's go United, says Outdoor Adventure. Lewis Hamilton keen on joining Sir Jim Ratcliffe in a takeover. TalkSport just now, says McElvis. That was from yesterday. Let's see. Mr. Pacini fan, thank you very much for the member. How can Ronaldo and Casemiro not start, but Antony does, says George B. Because the manager said so. That's the bottom line. I think we need to move past that now. And we just need to, to move on and get on with it and enjoy what is about to happen here, which is Manchester United against the mighty Arsenal. Are they the mighty Arsenal? Not really. They're top of the league, Arsenal. I'll give them that. The Butcher will retire Jesus today, says Kino. I love these sort of things, but I try not to get involved in them because they have a habit of kicking you and biting you in the arse. At the end of the day, Arsenal are a good side. We're a good side. I hope we can express ourselves and win this game. I am not going to come out with stuff like we're going to pocket Jesus and Saka easily and Rashford's going to score a hat-trick, because then that gets clipped up when we lose 4-0 and you look a complete and utter twat. I do sense a bit of nervousness in the chat. I do feel a little bit nervous myself, but it's more nervous energy. United fans singing "We Want the Glazers Out." Fantastic to see. Get involved, everybody. Make sure you are ready for this. It's going to go off like a bottle of pop. The crowd is up for it. Loads of Glazers Out banners. I can see plenty there. Well, I can see one, definitely. Probably expected to see a bit more, but still plenty there. You never know whether they've been confiscated again. We'll hear about that later. But the Glazer Out movement is here to stay, and it's not going to go anywhere. Not going to go anywhere, is it? Woo! That t-shirt is awesome. Mark says Outdoor. Thank you very much. If you want to get one, United Stand Shopify. That's where all our merch is. I was going to wear my Ronaldo one, but I just thought I don't think he's going to start. So I went with Bruno again, which obviously did well last weekend against Southampton, didn't it? So, yeah, fantastic. There's Arteta. There's Ten Hag. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're getting close to 470,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. It takes one click. We're only 300 subscribers away from 470,000. Click it in the bottom right-hand corner now and subscribe to the channel. It's free to do it. Don't forget, we've got the live stats carousel going round as well. You'll have the stats on the screen, which you can see there. They update by the second, so you'll be able to see the possession, the total shots. Possession is going to be very interesting to monitor. We know Ten Hag wants to be a high possession manager, but we might give it up today and let Arsenal have a bit of the ball and hit them in phases. You've then got the team news there. Now, if there's a yellow card or a goal, they'll get it on the shoulder. If they're subbed off, you'll see an arrow underneath for the new player coming in. If they get a sending off, they'll just go half invisible with a red on their shoulder. So hopefully we don't see any of that. We'll also have the league table going round for you as well, which is updating as it stands as well. Arsenal's kit is nice. It is a nice kit, but it will show up a lot of yellow cards, hopefully, on that black background. Come on, United. Let's do it, says Abdul. Absolutely buzzing for this game. Not been this excited in a long time. It's got a really good feel to it. That's a lovely Arsenal kit, by the way. I'm not really into kits, but Brighton, look at Brighton. Another win for them. 13 points for Brighton. They're 2 points off the top of the league. What a season they're having. And remember, they lost to Fulham midweek last week. If they'd won that, they'd actually be top of the league outright at the moment. So fantastic start for Brighton. Man United win today, and we've got an opportunity to go up to 5th again. So yeah, let's go. We're 2 minutes away from the start of this match. Oh, take a deep breath. Get involved. Make sure you share the video. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're good to go here. We're good to go. Let's see what happens. I've got my pen ready. I need to take some notes on this game, definitely. Just some I like to make before the game starts to revisit in the match reaction. I've definitely wrote lineup, Ten Hag right or wrong. That will be the big thing. Did he get it right? Did he get it wrong? I'm hoping I'm going to be underlining right. Knife's cousin says that Antony's not going to be very good this game. Expectations are too high. I mean, he's been thrown at the deep end. It's a massive amount of trust. I think he's a really exciting player, but he has been thrown in at the deep end. And it's interesting when Arsenal huddle, it's Jesus and Zinchenko doing the talking, that Man City mentality coming into the team. I've watched a lot of Arsenal this season, and I think if you haven't watched Arsenal this season, you might be in for a surprise. They're a very different team. Big test for them, though. Rashford again, no Ronaldo, says somebody there, not happy. But look, it's time to be happy. It's time to go. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Need a sip of water here. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're off. We're off. There we go. Bruno kicks it off. And long ball from the kickoff straight away. Chested down by Antony. Kicked out by... It's interesting, isn't it? I always find it interesting that there are still echoes to... And it's only coincidence. It's nothing... We're not trying to be Ollie's Man United. But this team at the moment that is, 2 goalkeepers on the bench, McTominay playing, from the kickoff, hitting it long. It's just coincidence, but here's a bit of possession for United early on with Jadon Sancho. Daniel Jackson, welcome to the Members Club. Now, nice ball into McTominay there. And it goes back to Varane. Here is Antony, all left foot, which is nice to see, that inverted winger from the right. I can't help but think you may have a soft spot for Arsenal the way you talk about them. No, Lay, I definitely do not. Why Scotton instead of Casemiro? Been there, Darren. He says the way it is. How do you feel about Casemiro on the bench, says OT. I don't care. Got no interest in it at the moment. The game started here, and that's all I'm bothered about. And United have started off quite well here with a bit of possession. Malasia's got it. Whips across in. Edge of the box. Go on. McTominay. Here's the low. Oh, good cutback. Oh, I'm trying to figure out who that was on the left-hand side there. I was like, it's not Sancho and it's not Antony because it's the wrong number. But it was Delo and Martinez getting into all sorts of trouble with Jesus there. And gives a free kick up. He's got into a bit of trouble there, Martinez. Jesus held him up on the touchline. And I think Martinelli's probably just a little bit wired here. A little bit, the butcher's in. He stamps on his foot. Not a bad start by Martinez, that. It's quite a cute move. And lovely play by Delo, though. Look at this. He's reveling in this team, isn't he, Delo? He's something very special at the moment. But Martinez has stamped his authority on Jesus there. Jesus gets up and says, wow, you've just been stood on the foot. And... But good refereeing there. We don't want to see a yellow card early on in this game. We don't want to see that because it just ruins the game. I want to see a bit of physicality. And look, if that was Saliba stamping his foot down on Rashford, I wouldn't be very happy. But in the context of the game, we want it to be physical. We want it to run. But it's a good free kick position here for Arsenal. And this is where people like McTominay have got to be alive to use that height. It's whipped in. Headed away. Well done by Bruno. So, Vidic or Ferdinand, says Harry. I always loved Vidic. Vidic was just more meat and potato, wasn't he? Just run through brick walls. Ferdinand was more cultured, and Vidic was just put his head on anything. He'd had a bowling ball. Like, he was just unbelievable. So I just loved Vidic. Arsenal, come on, pick up the men on the edge of the box. Xhaka tries a shot there. Malacia boots it clear. And Rashford got to run for 60 minutes. Rashford here today. Maybe he's only going to play 60 minutes when you've got Ronaldo on the pitch, but got to get that tempo up early on. Go on, Bruno. Oh, go on, Bruno. Back with Ramsdale here. Good early start, good tempo to this game early on, and I'd say United at the moment just phasing it a little bit, shading it. Sorry, Arsenal's kit is nice. That's the only thing I would say nice about them today. Welcome to the Members Club, by the way. Daniel Jackson, I don't know whether we've done that before. It's not a penalty. I think we've got a few Arsenal fans that we just need to get rid of in the chat here. There's a few. Do your jobs, moderators. Just ban them. Thanks to Fennec and everybody else. Get rid of them, idiots. Go and watch the other shit channel that you've got. Antony got skinned. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's get physical, says Pat. Yes. Please, no Hollywood hospital passes by Bruno today. Simple 1-2, says Seco. Well, we're having a good bit of possession here. The line is reasonably high, which is good to see. And nice to see De Gea there refusing the long ball and just knocking it into Martinez. Nice play by McTominay there. Into Rashford. Back to McTominay. Back to Rashford. Yeah, McTominay. I mentioned this the other day. McTominay's lost the bunny hop, hasn't he? He's lost that little pivot that he used to do. He's moving the ball so much quicker now. It's gone. And this is one thing that, was very simple coaching that you knew was going to happen with Ten Hag. So many of our players wanted to keep possession for bloody ages and under Ollie, and they don't do it anymore. Great tackle by McTominay there. Here's Sancho. He's given the foul. He's given the foul. McTominay's not happy. Ten Hag more favourites than Ollie. Stubborn manager, says James. Oh, come on, James. We're doing well here. It's a good start. Everyone's playing well. Get behind the team. Gabriel and Bruno having an argument. Referee's just letting them do it. Bruno's... to be honest, that was a good tackle. Good tackle by the referee. Why is he giving a foul there? I think it's because of a head injury. Jesus tries to take on McTominay. He's banged his head as he fell over. Well, the referee's always going to have a get out of jail card there, isn't he? It wasn't a foul. It was because Jesus banged his head on the floor. You can understand the frustration of the United fans and Bruno there. But the tackle was good by McTominay. But as Jesus hit the ground, he banged the back of his head. So it will be a drop ball. It's not a foul. Yeah, told you. Drop ball. Drop ball. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. I don't know whether we've hit 470,000, but get involved with the United Stand. It's free to do it. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're only 10 away from 470,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved. Drop ball for Manchester United, and it's back in our possession, and that line is high. It's good to see. Arsenal are actually inviting us on to them, which means we can play the higher line, which means we can have better possession. So it's good so far. Nice ball into Antony here. He'll come back onto his left. Nice little flick. Delo whips it. It's a good cross. Oh, I thought he'd scored. I thought he bloody scored. I was in shock. Cross came to the back post from Delo. Ericsson hit it. I thought it hit the back of the net. I was just about to go mad. Should he score this? Michael says McTominay's played 2 forward passes in a row. Yeah, he's definitely been coached to move the ball quicker. Whoa, I tell you what, I think that's a great chance. I think it's a good chance. It's on his left foot. I think it was a good chance for Ericsson. Lovely cross by Delo. Great position by... that's a foul by McTominay. Don't start doing stuff like that. Just push Martinelli into the thing. Don't pick up a silly yellow card. Control your temper. So he just chucked him into play. He's got to be very careful. We don't want to give up soft yellow cards. It's good to see the passion, mate, but don't give up the silly cards. Well done, Antony. Good defending. Although the cross comes in. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Well, if Ericsson had a big chance, Saliba did as well. It fell to him on the penalty spot. He's unmarked. It just bounces out to the edge of the box. And he's there unmarked. And he's gone for the top corner. And to be fair, Martinez is chucking himself at it. And Delo's position is good as well. There's not a lot of goal to aim at for Saliba. It wasn't a great chance. because the defenders did their job. Now Antony's got it down the right-hand side. Have him on toast, Antony. Make him eat grass. Rashford. Oh, it's found its way to Malacia. This is good from United. Good possession play on the edge of the box. Eriksen. Oh, Odegaard's won it back. Mark, will Antony flop or live up to expectations this fortnight? I don't have the answer to that. I think he started off quite well, though. Here's Sancho into McTominay. Easy ball. Easy ball. Into Bruno. Still probing down that left-hand side here, but lots of possession for United. I'm interested to see that stats carousel. It comes round. I'd say United must be very high on the possession here as Arsenal are giving us the ball. One thing we never spoke about is, will United give up the possession to hit on the break? Well, we never thought that Arsenal might actually do that themselves. High line, Varane and Martinez well into the half of the Arsenal half here. Here's Antony. I do wish we had an option to whip a cross in, though, because one thing that Antony's very good at is putting a cross in the box and a low. Good possession from Man United here. Look how we leave our centre-back on their own as well. Look at the gap between Martinez and Varane. Here's Bruno. Feeds it into Sancho. Into the box. Shot saved by Ramsdale. Good effort by Sancho. Comes to McTominay on the edge. Needed to play a simple pass there. Well won by Bruno. Arsenal just a bit under pressure here, and the United crowd are responding to this good phase of play from Manchester United. Now Sancho into Eriksen. It's a good start by United. This is what this to me is Ten Hag. This is Ten Hag football. This is high line, high possession, pushing the team back, fullbacks bombing on, confident on the ball. A very encouraging first 10 here. Martinez passing out from the back through the players again, through the lines. Bruno has the worst sportsmanship of any player in the Prem. I love the guy, but he needs to stop crying, says Christopher. Eriksen, bit of space. Watch out, man on. Foul ref. Foul ref! Ref! That's a foul, ref! Ref, it's a foul! Oh, bloody hell, Martinelli's through. And he fucking scores! It's a foul, ref! It's a bloody foul on Eriksen. You can see it a bloody mile off. Absolute shit refereeing. Where's the foul? He comes in behind. That's a bloody foul on Eriksen. You need to go back. Get your fucking VAR out. That's a bloody joke. That is definitely a foul. I can see it from here. The Man United fans, are the players around the referee. VAR needs to come in here. That's a foul. Martinelli has scored. That's a foul. Eriksen has the ball. It's a foul. He pushes him in the back. 100% a foul. Yeah, foul. 100%. 100%. Go and check your fucking TV screen, Mr. Mole. You can't be getting decisions like this. You can't be getting decisions like this wrong. Going to the screen. It's going to the screen. Stay away, Arsenal players. Jog on. Yeah, the fact that the VAR sit down, this is a bloody foul. 100%. 100%. Jog on, Arsenal players. I knew it was a foul. I knew it was a foul. Knew it was a foul. He stopped Eriksen playing the ball. Yeah, that's a foul. He doesn't even touch the ball, Odegaard. It's a foul. He doesn't touch the ball. It's a foul. He doesn't touch the ball. There's no touch on the ball. There's no touch on the ball from Odegaard. It's a foul. 100% a foul. I don't know why why is he having to look at it so much? Foul. Yes. Yes. Swivel on those. Swivel on those. 100% right decision. Spot on by the ref. Spot on by the referee. There's no touch. At no point does Odegaard touch the ball. It's a clear foul. Clear foul. Tell you what, that's nervy, isn't it? But look, at the end of the day, VAR has been terrible this weekend. But and look, Eriksen's got to be bloody careful in the future because Odegaard could have made the tackle. But he doesn't touch the ball, so it's a foul. I know Arsenal fans are going to be moaning, and I know rival fans will be moaning, but it's a foul. He doesn't touch the ball. He touches the player, so it's a foul. So it doesn't matter if it's soft. It can be softer than an ant's fart, as far as I'm concerned. It's still a foul. It's a let off. It's a let off. Talking about ant's farts, it is a let off. And Arsenal exploited Man United very, very well, and it was a well-taken goal. And Eriksen is very lucky, but it was a clear foul. The rules are the rules. Sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm relieved. So that's a let-off of what Arsenal are trying to do, isn't it? That exploit that high line, and they got in behind the low. It was very, very good play by Martinelli, but a foul's a foul. You know, speeding is speeding. I was only doing 40 and a 30. I was only 10 miles an hour. Are you speeding? Yes. You're speeding then, aren't you? But it's a wake-up call for United from a very good start. Arsenal could have been 1-0 up there. And just a reminder of what we're up against here. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. I don't know whether we've hit 470,000 yet, but get involved. Alex says it's fairly clear that Arsenal is playing defensive and trying to hit us on the break. Yes. And it's not a bad idea because it nearly worked very, very well. I'm going to be very careful about that. I like United playing the high line, but, you know, they exploited probably our slowest area. Delow's pace against Martinelli. I think Malacia against Saka is a good race, and I think Jesus Varane can deal with. But Martinelli's shown there he can get ahead of Delow and stay ahead. Liam says it was never a foul. Well, I think we've all seen that it quite clearly was a foul, mate. But I'm moving on. I'm moving on. It's done. I tell you what, I do worry about this Rashford through the middle thing. It just seems a little bit too early. I said this in the preview. If you play Rashford through the middle against Saliba and Gabriel, they're both fast and they're both stronger than him. So what is it we're trying to achieve with Rashford through the middle? Because all I saw against Southampton and Leicester was this constant look for the ball over the top. And in 2 games, we haven't done it yet. So again, another long ball. These long balls for Rashford, they do worry me. First note of the game. And Arsenal looking a bit galvanised here. Obviously, they'll feel a sense of injustice, and United just need to ride that out, get their composure back. Saka's just skinned Martinelli. It's fantastic play, but again, Varane showing his ability to read the cross, and it's a corner here. Saka just destroyed Malacia there. 1-on-1. We mentioned Saka against Malacia at the start of the game, and he's done him very easily there. Just got past him on the outside and left him, really. And that's a bit of a concern early days that, well, obviously Martinelli had a goal chalked off, and Saka's just made easy work of Malacia there. Fullbacks might be something they want to exploit. Looks absolutely fine to me. keep an eye on it. These long balls are just bouncing back, says Emily Derry. 20 minutes gone. Alex says Rashford up front is a no-no. Mark, don't you think a threat like Ronaldo in the air would benefit our wingers more because Sancho, Antony, and even our fullbacks can put in balls, says Lucas. Yeah, I think that the long balls and lack of crosses is a good point. I'd mentioned, I took a note about that. I mean, look, it only takes 1 second for Rashford to be worthwhile up front, doesn't it? But hope Antony plays well, says Captain Schmull. Thank you very much. Mark, this game screams for Ronaldo, his aerial ability for crosses, says Michael. Can we get the greatest footballer of all time on, says Edward. You know what? It wasn't a goal for Arsenal. It was a foul, but I do think that it's actually, I'm not saying conceding would have been a good thing, but I think our response to it sort of knocked us a little bit. And I think that Arsenal have, been revved up by it a little bit. So we need to get that composure back. We were very confident before that disallowed Arsenal goal, and they've responded to it a lot better than we have. And good play there by McTominay. Martinez trying to get Antony in. But Arsenal just looking at, they're having the best phase of play here. And playing very confident. Let me just run something here. No, it's saying, I've just run a test. It says very good. Antony just shot here from distance. I mean, this is what he will do that. He will do that as well. You've got to be wary that he will do that. I'm not... It's a bit laggy. Yeah, I think we have got a bit of problems with it. Burnley United, Rashford now, new protected species, says James. I think it's a bit better now. There's that ball over the top to Rashford. It's just, it's a bit of a concern, isn't it? I'm wired. It is dropping a little bit, but I think it will stabilise. If I can get to half time, I can change anyway. What's on the game so far, everybody? Not United rated, but did you see the Celtic score? Says Precis. I know they won yesterday. Yeah, we have just dropped off a little bit here since the Arsenal goal, well, disallowed goal. Arsenal just seem to have taken the momentum, which is odd, isn't it? You'd think United, who started really well up until the Arsenal disallowed goal, it just seems to have hit us harder than them. And Arsenal, like I say, they've been determined. Oh God, Malacia loses it in a strange position there. No penalty. Martinez dived in for an tackle with Saka. It would have been touch and go, but there's a foul, and he's going for his card here. I think he's going to book Saliba. First yellow card. I mean, to be fair, Rashford's in a bit of I mean, you can say what you like about a lovely bit of skill by Sancho there. You can say what you like about Rashford, but he is a bit in the graveyard shift as well. It's not like we're getting the ball into him very often. We lost 20% possession because of the long ball, says Seiko. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way. It's tense here. I thought United started off very well, but since the disallowed goal, it's actually Arsenal coming back into it. We're only 20 subscribers away from 471,000, by the way. So please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Breaking the play here. Saliba's just been booked for a foul on Sancho. I don't like to see that booking, actually, because I like to not see. I like to see less fouls, less yellow cards. To be fair. In a game like this, because I worry. But we haven't got any yellow cards yet. Incy's third in the league. Come on, Gub, says Rob Smooth. Did they win? They win today, midday. "25 minutes gone." Lovely ball in by Martinez, but Rashford wasn't alive to the flick from Bruno, which was a bit of a difficult one, to be fair. Arsenal just starting to get hold of the game a little bit. Oh my God, McTominay tackled by Antony, but he gets up. Good luck. We don't want to see anything like that. Good interception by Delo. Now move it. Bruno. Oh, he's caught on the ball there. Ricky will be going mad. Get up, Bruno. They're not going to put the ball out. They ain't going to put the ball out, Bruno. Martinez will. Antony will. Need Ronaldo on to score the chances, says Zach. I don't think it was a foul on Bruno, to be fair. It was a bit of a hospital. No, it wasn't a hospital pass. It was a clever tackle by... Look, oh, actually, it is a foul. He takes the ball, but I didn't see his other foot. Sort of studs down the back of the calf by Lokonga. DBW, thanks very much for the super chat there. And to be fair to Bruno, he got caught there. He did get caught. I was keeping my eye on the tackle. Watch that. Plays the ball off. I don't know whether that's clever play by Lokonga, because he takes the ball, but with the other foot, he calves him with his studs. Whether that was intentional or not, I don't know, but it was clever. And naughty. Not clever, but naughty. I don't want to see stuff like that. Some people are saying it could have been a red. Ten Hag's not happy. What are your thoughts on the first 25 minutes here? It's an interesting one, you know. I think United have started off very well up until the point where Arsenal scored. And look, it wasn't a goal. I don't care what Arsenal fans say. It was not a goal. Definitely not a goal. But Arsenal have responded very, very well to that. And United just need to get their composure back a little bit. We've defended really well this season, well, the last 3 games, and we just need to get some composure back. Unfortunately, we're drifting into the performances against Leicester and Southampton, aren't we? Whereby we're just giving up a little bit too much possession, and we're not really linking the midfield and the attack. The attack is not really in the game again. Rashford, very, very isolated so far. So look what people are saying in the chat. I'd prefer Ronaldo up front, but it looks like he prefers Rashford to pin the opposition defence back. Yeah, I think we're looking for that ball over the top, Humphrey, which, you know, Ronaldo wouldn't be any good in this game. Like I said this the other day, with these tactics, does it suit Ronaldo? No. Sancho at 80 million doesn't do enough with possession, says Leon. Also, after the other night, why Ronaldo isn't started makes me question, says Leon. I think the way we're playing, he might not suit this game. Rashford's only superior to Ronaldo when we're playing long ball, says Ollie. Alex says everybody's saying Rashford playing for the press. Haven't seen one moment of pressing from him, and would love if we had a forward on the bench that was almost like a target man in the box, so we can see some Antony's wonderful crosses, says Nick P. Well, you know, people said it, and I don't necessarily disagree with it. Maybe it's a tactic for an hour to, you know, try something with Rashford, and then if it doesn't work, we get Ronaldo on for half an hour. I mean, at the moment, we're not losing the game. We're in the game, and it only takes a moment, as we saw against Leicester and Southampton. If you keep the clean sheets, you get a moment, you win the game, don't you? So it's worked for us so far, but Arsenal aren't Southampton or Leicester. Lovely play by Arsenal out from the back here with Ramsdale. They've played right through our press and they're suddenly on the edge of our box. Really intelligent play. But there's a chance for an interception. And he might hit that, Zinchenko. He goes wide. They've got an overlap with Martinelli here. Up against the low. Fancies the run. Front post. And De Gea just gets there with his foot. Corner to Arsenal. Edge of the box. Cleared away. Well up by McTominay. It's another corner. Just need to ride this out at the moment and get a foothold back in the game. We're just drifting. That first 15 minutes was good. We were playing a higher line. We were holding on to the ball. We made one mistake with Eriksen. We nearly got punished. And we've just seemed to have fallen into our shell a bit here. And Arsenal are just growing in confidence. Cross to the back post. He's going to keep that in. Rashford falls asleep. I think we'll get away with it. Wasn't aware there was a player behind him on the back post. And he's drifted again, but I think that'll go for a goal kick. No, he's kept it on as well. Arsenal still probing here on the attack. And Saka. And cleared. No, come on. United need to just get the composure back here. We're a bit ropey. Oh, fucking Saka. Well in, Eriksen. Come on. We can't be flicking it there, Sancho. We can't be flicking it there. You're just giving possession away. Pissing about with little flicks. Jesus past McTominay. Arsenal are probing here. They're looking dangerous. Odegaard, edge of the box. Cross, back post. Great save, De Gea. Great chance on the back post. Brilliant save by De Gea, that. Martinez goes down. The attack is letting us down here. They're just not holding the ball up. Sancho, good save by De Gea. Sancho with a silly flick there to Rashford on the edge of your own box. You can't be doing stuff like that. We're inviting the pressure. The forwards need to start delivering. The last couple of games, I don't think the forward line's been that good, and it's not doing it again. They've got to provide a relief to the attack in the midfield. They've got to provide an outlet. And at the moment, that Arsenal defence is just starting to push up. First 15 minutes, I think they just went, let's sit and see what United are all about. They're now starting to push further and further up, and the attack is not providing a solution, and Arsenal are getting closer and closer to our goal. Got to get hold of the ball better, Manchester United here. Still 15 minutes to go to half-time. Nice ball out by Ramsdale. His distribution's been good this game. Ronaldo can't command attack at the top. Get Ronaldo in. Rashford can't command, says Class. Get Ronaldo on. Well, Arsenal are having a really good phase here. Is Martinelli up against the low again. Cross is decent, but well intercepted by Varane. Antony goes in and wins the throw-in. It's a bit tense here for United. Midfield's getting done, says Daz. I think everything's getting done at the moment. Everybody's just malice here. Come on, into Eriksen. Go on, Rashford, make the run now. Bit of a break. It's Sancho. Take this pressure off. Just keep the ball in the final third for a bit. We don't need to play the Hollywood pass. This is good. McTominay gives it to the low. This is fine. This is what we want to do. We want to be that team that can just take the momentum back. We don't need to whip across in. We don't need to shoot from distance. Keep the possession. It's fine. This is good from United. We're in their half. We've got the ball. I'll come back to De Gea now because Martinez hasn't got an option. Brian says, I'm getting so tired of seeing Rashford walking 30 minutes and a professional athlete. Give me a break. Rashford, we've done that one. Thanks, Brian, there. United just having a bit of possession here, and I think we need it. Lovely touch by Bruno. Go on. Play on. Sancho. Rashford. Go wide. Antony. Antony. Goal! Antony scores for Manchester United on his debut. It's delightful. Absolutely delightful. Sign me up. Take my bank details. Direct debit football. Ronaldo celebrates, but it's Antony who scores. What a take. Rashford got the ball to him. It took 1 minute. 1 minute for Manchester United to do it, and they lead 1-0. Fantastic ball by Eriksen into Bruno that just took the game away from Arsenal. And from that moment, Bruno's fouled Sancho to Rashford to Antony, and Manchester United lead 1-0. It's fantastic football. I tell you what, if we play like this, you can have my bank details. Direct debits on the download each week. It's lovely. Very simple as well. Very, very simple. Lovely assist by Rashford. And it's Antony on his debut. Absolutely written in the stars. And Manchester United lead. Come on. Absolutely brilliant football. Brilliant goal. And Manchester United, that moment we spoke about, lovely finish. Did Ramsdale with the eyes. And Manchester United lead 1-0. Come on. Get in. Get in. And I think there'll be a yellow card for the foul on Bruno as well. Cash back. Lovely. Lovely. On his debut as well. Come on. "35 minutes gone. Manchester United lead 1-0. Nice to see Ronaldo and the bench standing up as well. It's a squad game. But you know where that goal came from? We were talking about it. Arsenal were getting on top, weren't they? Arsenal were getting on top, and we had a phase of play where we went forward, back to De Gea, forward again. Just got hold of the ball. We would never do that under Solskjaer. Bruno would get it. He'd try and hit a Hollywood ball, and the ball would be back with Arsenal, and they'd be back probing again. Sometimes the best way to get to kill a momentum of Arsenal there was just to get the ball for a couple of minutes. We had the ball, we passed it around, and then we end up with a goal, which is a bonus. But actually, we just keeping that possession for a couple of minutes, it just took the momentum away. And we wouldn't be able to do that. We've not been a team that's been able to do that for a very long time. Lovely goal. Lovely goal. Built up from the back as well. People talking about Rashford like our midfield hasn't been dominated for the last 20 minutes as king. Hey, it's another assist for Rashford. He got one the other night as well, didn't he? I don't think he's a centre forward, but the pass he made, he should be making that pass, but he's got an assist. Give the lad some credit. Long way to go. Long way to go, but it's important to score the first goal in games like this. Let's get Arsenal frustrated. So the €100 million signing scores on his debut. Not a bad start. Michael T says the bunny hop's back. I haven't seen it. Watch out. Watch out. Oh, deflects all the way through to De Gea and straight into his arms. Lovely stuff. Let's get to half time now. Let's get to half time. That's what I'm thinking about. Very, very impressed. Very impressed with how... And I want to see that goal back because Victor says it quite rightly. Eriksen's our unsung hero. He split them with that pass. It was a delightful pass. And it's, it was very simple then. Antony got a bit of weight, lifted off his shoulders, says Victor. Exactly. But yeah, I think that the goal, if you can get in a position like that, then Rashford's going to obviously make things happen. Oh, he's gone. Rashford's been a bit greedy there. He's trying to run the final man and there's a pass. Which Antony do you like the most? Martial, Alanga or De Santos, says Titus. And the balance of actually having a left-footed winger is so nice, says SK. Arsenal on the attack here with Zinchenko into Martinelli, but Delo will pick that up. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. I think we're in for a very, very interesting game now. 7 minutes to go to half-time. 1-0 to Manchester United. We're looking good here. Looking good here. It's a half that's ebbed and flowed, and it's felt like a very long half, hasn't it? I think we started off the better team in the first 15 minutes. Disallowed goal. Arsenal respond very well. We get a bit of possession and we end up scoring with that possession, and that's where we are now. And I think this game is going to go like that. I think there's going to be phases where they're better than us, we're better than them. That's what you expect. But so far, so good from United. You look at those games against Brentford and Brighton, and you wouldn't have fancied this. Lovely turn of the shoulder there by Jesus to skip away from Martinez, but he fights back very, very well. Arsenal will create chances, you know it. Odegaard gets a bit lucky. Odegaard's in, gets lucky. Oh, great defending by Martinez, though. Didn't fall for the little flick. Cross coming into the back post. Martinelli. Get it. Take your time, Eriksen. Boom. Kick it away. If in doubt, kick it out. Rashford, hold it up. Does well. Does well. Probably was a foul, but he does well. Stayed down, Rashford here. Kick the ball out. Kick the ball out. We've got a man down. Man down. Man down. Kick the ball out. Bruno, you can't tell him to get the ball out when you didn't. Get up, Rashford. Martinelli's on the attack. Kick it out, Rashford, if you're injured. He's not injured. He's fine. Nick the Man says, Ronaldo is having his best game at the moment, says Nick. And imagine how much the game will change when Casemiro and Ronaldo come on. Rashford is a dead weight, says DBW. Put some respect on his name. He got an assist. And Antony kissed the badge after scoring. You love to see that, says Sha. And I don't know what's wrong with Rashford here. I think it might be stomach related. Yeah, I think he's winded. Yeah, I don't think it's leg related. I think he'll be all right. Yeah, I think he's hurt himself in the stomach. So a little bit of break in the play here. He's fine, Rashford here. It's not an injury, so we don't need to panic. Can't be forward to losing any more players. Left-footed, the perfect balance to our offence, is Rashid. I mean, the fact that we haven't had that balanced attack for how many years? When was the last time we had a left-footed winger and a right-footed winger? Lucas says that McTominay's having a good game. Stay down, Rashford. Off you go, says Ollie. I can't believe it. He's got an assist. He's doing all right. Give him a bit of credit. Man United are winning. That's the main thing. Have you heard there are any anti-chants yet? Says Canu. I don't have the audio on, mate, so I can't tell you whether there is, but maybe people in the chat. Really important we get to half-time now. In the front. McTominay's going to get a yellow card here. He just can't avoid a yellow card, can he? And it's silly because he might get away with it, but I think the referee will go back and book him. It's just a silly place to even put a tackle in. In a game like this, just be more disciplined. Arsenal on the attack, though. Cross comes in. Take your time. Take your time. Lovely clearance by Martinez. Rashford can't hold it up. Might get to half-time here. Couple of minutes to go. United looking good. Long way to go. This won't finish 1-0. I'd take 1-0, but I don't think it will finish 1-0. I think there's going to be more chances in this game. I think we're going to need a couple of goals to win this. I did predict 1-1, actually. Don't want it. Man United give me hope. This is never a good thing, says Ewan. Yeah, long way to go, Ewan. It's a bit like that Gerrard celebration against Man City last night. You know, you're initially like, yes, and then you go, well, hold on a minute. Plenty of time to go here. I think McTominay might have got away with the yellow card. I don't think he's gone back and booked him. Which is good. That's a positive. which is actually consistent from the referee because he didn't go and book Xhaka for the foul on Bruno in the build-up to the goal either. So probably a bit of consistency there from the referee. 30 seconds to half-time. I'll take it. Go on then. Go on then. Keeper's going to get that. Still looking for that ball for Rashford all the time. I just think maybe it will work, but with what, 2.5 games now with Rashford through the middle, and we've not done it once. I know it's a very simple thing to do, but it's, at the highest level, I think it's very difficult to just hit a ball to a fast player and get them in a one-on-one. At the Premier League, at the highest level, I think it's very difficult. And I don't know. It's obviously the way Ten Hag wants to play, and it's effective at the moment. We're winning games, aren't we? But I just don't think Rashford's a centre forward. But maybe he thinks he is. Martial did the same. I always liked Martial as a winger. He wants to play through the middle. And he's done quite well over the years. He's developed into it. Good tackle by McTominay here. Here's Eriksen. And they've intercepted the pass. Odegaard. Oh, that's not a foul. Arsenal with 53% possession is not good, says Jack. My only problem with the VAR decision was that it really clear and obvious if he has to look at it for 25 times, says Charlie. Yeah, you probably make a good point there, Charlie. I mean, I'm never going to give you a neutral point of view, am I? Because as a Man United fan, I'm going to wear red tinted glasses, but you probably raise a good point. I don't know why he had to look at it so many times, by the way. For me, it's a foul. And I knew it was a foul in real time. But yeah, you probably raise a good point if you're pissed off about that. I think Rashford might be carrying an injury from last game. He hasn't been moving freely. Let a man go twice and a step off the pace, says Sean Finity. First half's flown by, says Alec. 3 minutes added on here. What a half. What a half. It's had a lot of things going on, hasn't it? We knew it was going to be this type of game. It's a massive game. And so many eyes on it, so much resting on it. And we've had some big moments in it. And at the moment, it's going United's way. Here is Antony. It's fell for him lovely. Goes for a shot. And, well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't a bad attempt. Ramsdale was never in trouble, but he's tried to lob him. The thing is, you can't, normally you look at United 1-0 up at Old Trafford at half-time and you think, yeah, well, at least we're going to get a point. But it's just not that sort of a game. Lovely ball by Antony again. He's looking for the ball for Bruno, who's supporting the attack a lot. I mean, one of the things I would say about Ronaldo is, and a lot of people say this, can Bruno and Ronaldo play well together? I mean, a lot of people seem to think that they can't. But, I mean, is Bruno having a good game? That's the second question. A lot of people get on Rashford's back. Is Bruno having a good game? Because I don't think he's having any different a game to what he did against Leicester and Southampton, where some people thought he was bad and some people thought he was good. Gabriel, he's going to shoot from there. Good block. Second ball, Odegaard. Keeper's got it. Nice one. 3 minutes are up. That should be half-time. It is half-time. Manchester United lead 1-0 at half-time. It's been an interesting one. It's been full of incidents. And look, I don't think there's a lot in it. I didn't think there would be a lot in it. And I think that there'll be a lot of complaints from Arsenal about the disallowed goal, but there can be no complaints about the Manchester United goal, which I desperately want to see again, because I think the biggest shout out for that goal should come from Christian Eriksen. I think he absolutely got hold of the momentum. Chicharito would bring United all the goals, says Porf. And have you thought about making Glazer out shirts and sell for no profit, says Amma. And hi, Mark, I think Rashford might be carrying it. We've done that one. So get your comments in. It's half time. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner, by the way. We're on the road to 472,000. Thanks, everyone who's tuning in. Rashford's getting a lot of mention in the chat. I don't really understand why. He's got an assist. But it's a nervy game. It was always going to be tight, and I think it's going to stay tight in the second half. I felt Man United started off really, really well, by the way. We played that high line. We got hold of the possession. We didn't really create any chances, but we were the team that Arsenal was sitting back against. Then that moment came. Our Eriksen's got the ball. He hasn't seen Odegaard coming in from behind him. Instantly, I think it's a foul. The referee plays on. Ball straight through to Martinelli. He's in behind. Dalot can't get back, and it's a lovely finish past De Gea, and it's 1-0 to Arsenal. VAR review, foul, still 0-0. Arsenal then get hold of the game for about 10-15 minutes, and United are a bit in trouble. Arsenal have got the momentum. And then United had this phase of about 2 minutes where many of us were saying it, just keep hold of the ball. Don't try and play a Hollywood pass and give them the ball back. Keep hold of the ball. And we did it really well. We're on the edge of the box, went back to Martinez on the halfway line. He didn't have a pass on. He goes back to De Gea. We keep the possession. Eriksen probes through to Bruno, and suddenly we're at their back four. Sancho, Rashford, Antony finishes in a one-on-one, and it's 1-0. And I think that maturity from Manchester United to understand that games will go through phases was superb tactically, because Arsenal, after the disallowed goal, were the better side. They looked the better side. Saka got past Malacia a couple of times. They looked the better side. But United did what you have to do. You've got to respect the opposition and expect that there will be phases in a game where you don't have the ball. But we've got to... The only way we could stop Arsenal's momentum was to keep the ball ourselves. And you watch that back later tonight. Before we score the goal, we go back and forwards a couple of times, keeping the ball. Arsenal can't hurt you when you've got the ball. When have United been that side that just take the sting out of the game for a bit? And we all and perfectly it ended with a goal as well, which was a massive bonus. So, look, Arsenal are going to be frustrated, which is great. Lovely Glazers out chances, Casper. Great to hear. Arsenal will be frustrated. I'm not naive enough to say that if that was at the Emirates, I'd be fuming. Wow, it's a soft foul and they go and score, rah, rah, rah. But that's good for us. Let them be frustrated. Let's play our game. The defence, again, is playing very, very well. Midfield's doing its job. Need a little bit more from the attack. I think Antony's had a very good game. Rashford, Sancho, probably need a little bit more from them. As we saw in the goal, that they're creative players if we get them on the ball. But we've got very good options on the bench. We've got a very good result there at half-time, but there's a long way to go. And I don't think 1-0 will be enough. I think we're going to need more than that. So we need another goal, and we've got to play it very, very carefully in the second half. Mark, Ten Hag has somehow made our bad players look good again. Rashford and McTominay looking better and better each game, says Ash. I disagree with you about Rashford, to be honest with you. If I'm being honest, I thought it was quite a quiet half from Rashford, apart from the assist. But I think McTominay has played well. I think Eriksen's played well. Bruno, I don't know. I mean, Bruno does so much running, and I think he is having a good game, but it's less obvious to McTominay and Eriksen, I would agree. We want Glazers out. We want Glazers out, says David. Everyone clowning on Rashford, but he's doing bits, says Kay. It's interesting that some people think Rashford's had a good game. Mark, would you believe after our 4-0 defeat to Brentford that we would have all this momentum and difference in attitude from the team, says Lucas? But it starts from the back, Lucas. Changing Maguire and Shaw and bringing in Malacia and Varane, that defence just is different. The confidence, the communication. We will concede chances. There's no defence in the world that's never going to concede chances. And we nearly conceded a goal. But overall, Jesus has been kept very quiet. He's a great player, but he's been kept very quiet. We need to keep that. Thank you, Richard. Put a cushion on your secret lab chair. And I don't mind what Rashford is doing for now. At least keeps the back line honest. Also, Antony looks exciting. Finally, some creativity up front, says Cole. I don't miss John O'Shea anymore, says Reese Tate. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. I don't think there's any reason to change it at halftime. Interestingly, let's just have a quick look at the stats here. And as you can see, we've got... what have we got? We've got... 46% possession for United, 54% for Arsenal. That's intriguing. They've had more shots than us as well. We've had more on target. They've had more corners. They've played more passes. Passing accuracy is the same. They've made more tackles. So it's interesting that Arsenal are effectively, that is quite interesting. It's not surprising. I feel the game's quite equal. It's interesting that Arsenal are shading it in certain areas, but that could change very, very quickly. I think what happened is the disallowed goal, they responded better to it than us. But, very simple goal in the end. Sancho, Rashford, Antony, all comes from the Eriksen pass. Absolutely brilliant. But, I mean, that's probably not going to change in the second half, those stats, are they? They're probably going to stay the same. I think United will probably let Arsenal have a little bit more of the ball. But look, at the end of the day, if we get the result, will it really matter? There is a long way to go, but it's nice to see the defence looking a million miles from last season. This Arsenal team have been opening up every team this season, but we are handling them well, says Rosie. Yeah, put some respect on Arsenal's name. You know, they're a good side, and we've limited them to really the header from Martinelli, which was legit, and a good save by De Gea, and then obviously the goal that he scored, which wasn't legit. You would think with the change Rashford is trying to do, he would be by Ronaldo's side every chance he could get, says Corey. McTominay and Delo have been very good, says Luke. As for Rashford, I think he's doing exactly what he's been asked to do by Ten Hag, says Luke. Do you think in the future it's better for McTominay to keep starting or eventually bring Casemiro in, says King of 2K? I mean, look, there's a conversation there. Welcome to Members Club, Paul Anderson. There's a conversation to be had there. Of course there is. But what did I say at the start of the game? I don't really care about what the team is as long as we produce a result. And at the moment, we're producing a result. I mean, I'll say what I said about Maguire. I don't understand a world where Casemiro's on the bench and McTominay's playing. I didn't understand a world where Maguire's on the bench and, Varane's on the bench and Maguire was starting. But look, he was wrong about Maguire. We've brought Varane into the team and we're better for it. He's not wrong about McTominay at the moment because we're winning. So Ten Hag's not got it wrong. Maybe with Casemiro in the team, we'd be winning 3-0. Maybe it would be 0-0. Maybe we would be losing. But ultimately, he's not got it wrong because we're winning. Mark, pundits have been on about Martinez, saying he's too aggressive and will concede penalties. How intelligently he withdrew in the first half, says Kartik. But all I hear is these so-called experts telling us how Martinez is too small. He's too aggressive. He's going to get found out. And yet, he hasn't been found out. And it's almost like they're waiting for this one time where he gets found out. And ultimately, it's going to be one time in 6 games, isn't it? Like, it's not happening. Everybody makes mistakes. Van Dijk's made mistakes. They seem to be just waiting for this mistake from Martinez so they can go, told you so, told you so, told you so. But it's not happening. And he will give a penalty away. He is aggressive. But it's not going to happen every game, is it? Rashford's getting stick, but we need to remember what his job is. No match over the top. So he's doing what we want, which is creating space and looking wide, says Jacob. Devil's advocate, I love Ronaldo, but not sure how much different it would have been if he was on instead, says Paul. And Eriksen is so key to this team, controls the tempo, says. And look, you know what? I think people are probably missing the point here. We're winning, and we won the last game, and we won the last game before that, and we won the last game before that. Mark, Jesus kept relatively quiet, but he's winning cheap fouls, bullying Varane when ball's in the air, worry about conceding from a set piece, says David. So in relation to Rashford, I don't like Rashford down the middle. I prefer him off the left. But we're winning games. And one thing I would say is he will have to change this at some point if we're going to play like he did at Ajax. If you want 70% possession, you've got to have people who can keep possession in the final third. That's not really Rashford with his back to goal. I think he wants Martial fit. I think when Martial's fit, it will be very interesting because Martial's a different number 9. But for whatever reason, he doesn't want to use Ronaldo, does he? So I think that what's happening, and Ronaldo will start on Thursday night, 100%. But I think what's happening with Rashford is that we're using him in a different way. We're using him to stretch the defence, run the channels, etc. We will never have 70% possession with Rashford up front. And maybe that's an evolution that Ten Hag will work towards. But at the moment, we're winning games with this system. And what I would say is, you can't really complain about Rashford playing. You can't really complain about the way the team is playing because we are winning. And what I would say is if you put Ronaldo in that team, it wouldn't suit that team because we're not camped in Arsenal's half, whipping crosses into the box. We're not camped in Arsenal's half, creating chances in the penalty box. Would Ronaldo suit that team? At the moment, no. We're looking for that ball. We're looking to stretch them with pace. We're not looking for possession in the final third. So I think Ronaldo will work in a Ten Hag team, but I don't think he works in that system. And I think that's why he's using Rashford at the moment. Things can change, but I think in that system, I'm not sure Ronaldo would work. Are you happy with the first half performance? I'm over the moon, Mikel. I'm really over the moon. I think we lost our way after the disallowed goal, but I was so impressed with that couple of minutes of possession before the goal, and we thoroughly deserved it. Arsenal are dangerous, and they'll be wounded, and we're going to have to be very careful. And I think we need a second goal, but at the moment, we've given ourselves a great platform for the second half. Someone needs to check Arteta's pockets. I've seen him unscrew a light bulb in the tunnel and take it in the dressing room. So Sean Atwood. Peter, thanks for being a member. Marky, I've done that one. Rashford is there because no teams are scared of Ronaldo's pace now. Rashford creates space for others, says Tony. Well, I disagree with that, Tony. I disagree with that. I think Ten Hag wants the pace, but we're not creating loads of chances. So what are you talking about? He creates space for others. We're not creating chances. We didn't create any chances against Southampton, Leicester, or today. We're creating one chance and we're taking it. We're not creating hatfuls of chances. So I think you've misread the tactics. Rashford's not there to create space for others because that's not happening. Rashford's there to just make the defence of Arsenal not press too high because they're worried. And that is as simple as it is. And we saw it with Zlatan a few years ago. I remember Bournemouth coming to play. I think it was Bournemouth. They came to Old Trafford and they put their centre-backs on the halfway line at Old Trafford because they just were not scared of the ball over the top. At least with Rashford, he might not get involved in the game much, but they also know one ball over the top and they've got a foot race. So it just pushes that, makes the defence a little bit wary. Al Tao, welcome to Members Club. And wasn't it a requirement by the board during the interview process for a new manager that they need to get the best out of Rashford? Yes, JP was, yeah. Kenneth, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. Thanks everyone for watching, by the way. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We are currently on 472,000 and we're getting close to 473,000. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United Stands. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. We have got the match reaction with me straight after the game, and then we've got the fan forum, and then we'll have vlogs coming in as well. So loads to get involved with. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Whatever happens, we're about an hour away from a mood breaker. Will we be ecstatic this Sunday evening? Will we be devastated? It could go either way. My prediction was a 1-1 draw before the start of the game. I don't want to see a 1-1 draw. I want to see United go and win this. And but I do think Arsenal will come back. I don't know whether they'll score, but they'll certainly probe the questions. And look, there was a very good save from De Gea in that half as well. People might have forgotten it. People might not have noticed it. Martinelli on the back post with a header. Good save by De Gea. When was the last time we lost the game when we were winning at half-time at Old Trafford? It's a long time, ABC. Do you still like Ronaldo, says Dean? Well, I like all of our players. I don't dislike any of them. I think some of them haven't performed, but I don't dislike them. My God, doesn't it feel good to be excited to watch Man United again, says Alec. Surely the defence not pushing high creates space for others. I never said chances, Mark, says Tony. Tony, Tony, I don't know what you're getting into an argument about. Tell me where Rashford's creating space for others. We're not getting much of the ball in the final third. We didn't get much of the ball against Southampton and Leicester either. He's not creating space for others. You said he's creating space for others. He's not. We're not getting the ball in the final third. What he's doing is he's stopping the Arsenal line pushing up high because the ball over the top from a Bruno or an Eriksen becomes a problem for them there. That's what Rashford's doing well. His pace is just making Arsenal wary not to push too high. It's like if Rashford was up against Maguire and Lindelof, they wouldn't leave the penalty box because they'd be terrified. Obviously, Salah and Gabriel are a bit quicker, but they still won't want to be in a foot race from the halfway line. So let's have a quick look here. So yeah, there's not going to be any changes at half-time, 100% not. Yeah, and I wouldn't make any changes at half-time either. Fantastic to see Antony scoring, yeah, on his debut as well. It just stops the whole he hasn't scored in 10 games, etc. straight away. Come on, Antony, says Adam. Players are coming out onto the pitch. Not Ronaldo, Rashford. We need Martial as a false nine. What, Danch, I think that's the big question. When Martial is back, he's probably the number 9 that makes us a high possession team. But he's not fit at the moment. That'll be the question. Can Martial replace Rashford? Not Ronaldo. We're off. Second half's up and running. No changes for either side. Manchester United bleeding 1-0 and Arsenal on the attack straight away here. All players, Ten Hag wanted our players well. Board should have got De Jong, says Brian. McTominay's been good. Ten Hag has improved his game. Eriksen was the best signing of the summer, probably the most important player in the team, says Daniel. 45 and 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Eriksen doing the job for the 6 and 8 positions. Casemiro aren't, says Jamie. Yeah, I mean, look, I think Dalot has been the player that stands out to me the most in the Ten Hag era as improving. I think he's been the best player. We spoke about this in the summer, that we can sign players, but some players will get better that weren't very good because they'll be coached better. And I think Dalot's been the best example of that so far. But with McTominay, one thing that's really clear is that under Ollie, he'd get the ball, he'd take a touch, he'd then do a little bunny hop pivot and take another touch, and you'd keep the ball for 3 or 4 seconds. I've watched him a lot over the last 2 games, and as soon as he gets the ball, he gets rid of it in the first 2 seconds. Arsenal on the attack. Cutbacks, fine, cleared. Malice here. Glazers out, says Omar. Yeah. United stand more like, oh, shut up, Rash. I've actually Rash, I can't be bothered because I've just spent 10 minutes defending Rashford. So I don't know what you're talking about. It's amazing how somebody can come in and put a chat in when they've clearly not been listening to the last 10 minutes. There has been a bit of criticism towards Rashford in the chat, but I've actually ended up defending him, saying that the reason he's being used is for his pace to stop Arsenal pushing too high up because they're scared of the ball over the top. Has he been linking up the play well? No. Has he had any chances? No. Has he been strong in holding the ball up? No. But is he effective in causing fear in the back line that there might be a ball over the top? Yes. Simple as that. But you clearly don't listen to what's been said for the last 10 minutes, so I'm not going to engage in your comment because you just, again, just talking out your arse, which is what you seem to do every week. Arsenal on the attack here. We've got to be careful. I don't think 1 goal is going to be enough. Too early to say whether Antony's a good signing, Claps, but he's an exciting signing. Long way to go. Long way to go. I'm not convinced that this game's going to finish 1-0. I think we had a very eventful first half, and I can't see the second half just being 0-0. Would love a second half assist by Antony to Ronaldo, says LJ. Long way to go. And we've not even mentioned the benches, have we? We've got real options on the bench. Casemiro's on there. Fred's on there. Obviously, Ronaldo's on there. I mean, there's 3 defenders on there with Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw. I mean, we could go to a back 5, I suppose. Lovely touch by Bruno there into Sancho. He's got space. Rashford's misread. The link-up play between Sancho and Rashford at times has been a little bit disappointing. Simple, just not on the same wavelength, and we've lost possession again there. Ten Hag will need to be patient for the team to play his preferred way because this is not the Eredivisie, says Dejan. McTominay's been good. Ten Hag has improved his game. Eriksen was the best signing of the summer, says Daniel. Should Casemiro come on for Bruno later in the match, says Chicano? I don't know, because it makes us very defensive there. I don't think you can sit off against Arsenal. Even before Ten Hag came in, I don't know why, but I always knew Dalot had the promise, says Twerfy. Thank you very much for that. Arsenal just having a lot of possession here. I expect the possession stats to be quite high in Arsenal's favour. They were ahead at half-time. You can understand it, though. You can understand United here, just wanting to keep their shape. Nice ball by Eriksen. He won't keep it in, though, Antony. Just a bit overhit. Pete Schofield, you're gone. You'll be typing away, but you won't be being read because you'll be gone. That's the great thing when you get blocked on YouTube. You can still type and you still think you're part of the conversation, but you're not. Carlos says, do you think Casemiro was a Glazer signing, or do you think he was brought in but on Ten Hag's word? I think if Casemiro was the midfielder that Erik Ten Hag wanted, he would start him because he's done it with Martinez and he's done it with Antony. I think what's happened with Casemiro is they couldn't get De Jong and they've said, we can get Casemiro. Do you want him? And he's gone, yeah. And I think he will end up playing games for United, but it's going to take time for Ten Hag to get him into his system, whereas De Jong, he'd have put him straight into his system. And that's what sometimes happens when you don't get your first choice. Martinelli. Oh, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Delo. Oh, Delo. You got to chase that down. Does well. Get up. Antony's got it. Don't worry. Needs to find a pass. We're giving up possession here. Got to be a bit careful. Bit more careful with the ball. People forget criticism can be constructive. Keep up the great work, Mark. Feels so good to be excited to watch United again. Says Sam. Tom, thank you very much. Why does Jesus always look like he found his hamster dead and he's trying to hold it together? Says Gustav. And Mark, now that the transfer window is closed, do you think Ronaldo will be happy with the players we've brought in? Says Taylor. I think Ronaldo's just got to, get himself back in the team, hasn't he? 100%. I think he'll start on Thursday night. I think Maguire will start. Shaw will start. Maybe Donny will start. Fred will start. And that's when those players will, maybe Casemiro will start. Oh, Martinez has been bullied there by Jesus. And it's a great chance for Odegaard. And he's mishit it, but they've still got it. That should have been 1-1. Martinez just got turned by Jesus there. Saka's got it in the box. Malacia's been sold a dummy. And it's, oh my God. Saka with the shot. He's gone down after the shots. What's happened here? I think they want a FIFA penalty. Saka with the shot. Shoots. No. It's not. We're not playing fucking FIFA. If this team keeps consistency, do you think the Glazers will use that as an excuse not to spend in January, says Z? And do you think Antony could have been signed earlier, says Gel? 100%. Antony has tracked back and won the ball a couple of times. Now love to see his intensity, says Lucas. You know what? I think United just need to be a little bit careful here. Jesus got the better of Martinez, and then Malacia really lost Saka again. 100% this is not a penalty. You don't get a penalty in real life for having a shot and missing and getting fouled afterwards. That's what happens on FIFA. Saka has a really good shot here, and after the shot, the slide tackle of Malacia catches him. That is not a penalty. Xhaka, shut up, Xhaka. Never a penalty. Calm your tits. It's not a penalty. They'll moan for everything, Arsenal. They'll be moaning about VAR. They'll be moaning about referees, but that was definitely not a penalty. We're 40 subscribers away from 473,000, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. No, it's not a penalty. Chill out. He's had the shot. It was a good shot by Saka, and he got caught after the shot in an accident. It's not a penalty. But it's a wake-up call for United. We're just a little bit lax in this second half. Defence having to work hard today, but I wouldn't want to see Maguire and company, says Niall. Look, you're going to concede chances against Arsenal. You're going to concede chances against Man City. You're going to concede chances against most teams in the Premier League. You're never going to have a completely watertight defence that concedes nothing. And Arsenal have showed in this second half already that they're going to create chances. The best we can. I mean, they're all over us here at the moment. United have started this half badly. I'm going to say it. Onto the bar, goes for a goal kick. We need to slow start to the second half. Kick up the arse time here. It's a slow start. Need to wake up fast. Sleepy time. Arsenal started well this first 10 minutes of the second half. Good kick out by De Gea. Come on. We've got to start. It's the same as the second. It's the same as the first half. We've got to get hold of the ball a bit. We scored because we had 2 minutes of the ball. Got to get hold of the ball a bit. Keep a bit of possession. Arsenal cannot score if we've got the ball. Arsenal are pressing very well here. I can't stand McTominay, but he's been solid, says Nate. No, he's played well, yeah. He has played well. Well up by Varane. Come on. Second ball. Arsenal have got it again. Needs shoring up before they score. Not good enough in possession, says Paul. Need a midfielder in for the attacker, says this charming man. We just need a bit of possession, really. We can't just let Arsenal have the ball all half. It's time for Casemiro, says Sambo. I think we'll get to an hour and he might make a change. The thing is, what change would you make? He won't want to take Eriksen off, and he won't want to take off, probably won't want to take McTominay off. Certainly won't want to take Bruno off. Maybe it gives Antony an hour. Maybe Antony was only ever going to play an hour. That might be something. I don't know. Just not holding the ball up here. It's just Arsenal. What are we doing? Every time we get the ball back, we make some balmy ass kick to nobody. That immediately gives Arsenal the possession back, says Dan. Good comment, Dan. Exactly. I think we scored the goal by keeping simple possession. Another free kick to Arsenal. It's time for Casemiro, says Sam. Yeah, we've got to get a foot on the ball here. As I said, we did so well. The goal we scored was from 2 minutes of really patient possession. And at the moment, we're falling into old habits where it's like, let's try and just play the Hollywood pass in 2 seconds. Casemiro for Ronaldo. Antony's coming off, I think. Also, Rashford now has been a waste of a shirt today, says Nate. Well, he got an assist. He might put Casemiro into the midfield here. Finally starting to enjoy watching United again, says Jack. I don't know what the sub is. Antony for Ronaldo. Okay. Half an hour. Good change. It's funny, we were just talking about that, weren't we? Antony can probably only play an hour. So Rashford to the wing, Ronaldo through the middle. I think Antony's come off because he was only ever playing an hour, and Ten Hag has always been very... We're learning about Ten Hag, and he did this in pre-season. He'll say before a game, this player's only playing an hour. This player's only playing 45 minutes. And he clearly thinks that Antony's only up for an hour. Chris says 60k viewers. That's bonkers. Yeah, thanks everyone who's tuning in. It's a big game, isn't it? Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. They're running rings around us. Malacia is in trouble, says Sean. Yeah, Malacia is. We talk about this back five, and it's been very, very good. But there will be bumps in the road, and Malacia is probably up against one of the hardest people to play against today. And you will get skilled. You will get skilled. You will get exploited, and. No fullback, no centre back is completely rock solid, watertight. And, Saka for me is one of the best players. So, yeah, very, very good. So Ronaldo's on for Antony. It was a very quick substitution. I won't be surprised if we see Sancho coming off for Casemiro next. But Arsenal have got hold of this midfield at the moment, and that's a great chance. Disallowed does well, but they'll score. Fucking hell. Disallowed passed it into bloody Saka. We were just talking about Saka, 1-1, and it's just a mess up at the back. It's lucky. It's lucky for Arsenal, but it's probably deserved. Disallowed intercepts. An Arsenal score. And it has been coming. It's been coming. We've not played well in the second half. We fell asleep again, and time again. It's a bad pass out. Disallowed makes the interception and it just falls to save. It's fortuitous, but Arsenal are on the attack. Sometimes you get fortunate if you're actually attacking. We've done nothing in this half. Odegaard, good interception by Disallowed, and it just drops to Saka. 1-1. If we clear that, you'd say it's brilliant by Disallowed, but we don't clear it, and it's 1-1. And I tell you what, we've got a bit of a mountain to climb now, because Arsenal have been the better team for 15 minutes and United have created sod all. We need to kick up the arse here. Shaw's got a chance to reclaim his spot, says Humphrey. And don't you think that sitting back and letting Arsenal attack you is dangerous, says Jim. Well, I don't know when you wrote that, Jim, but we've just not come out for the second half. And look, this precedes Ten Hag. United have had this problem before. Come out from the second half and were dreadful. The tempo's completely disappeared. And, some of these players, don't learn. You know, Bruno, McTominay, Rashford, Sancho. They've all been here last year, and they've all been part of these teams that we're just getting annihilated here at the moment. What were we talking about? Get the ball, pass the ball, simple pass, keep possession. We're trying these Hollywood passes all the bloody time. Yeah, me. Well, the momentum is with Arsenal here. Midfield being overrun. Ten Hag pulls off Antony, Eriksen and McTominay have been awful in midfield and constantly been overrun, says Pratt. Arsenal going to win the league, says Google. Well, Arsenal look like they might win this game at the moment. They're much the better side. Good tackle by Malacia, gets the ball. Come on, they're pressing us. They're working hard. We need to get hold of the ball. Rashford's through the middle for the first time ever. He needs to look up. Oh, he's tackled. And he was offside anyway. Constantly looking for this ball in behind. It's boring. It's boring. Keep the ball. Look, I mean, he's offside again. Got to keep the ball. Their possession stats are going to be huge this half. It's amazing. We've got a manager who loves possession. And we're just giving the ball away all the time. We cannot play a high line with these long balls, the scraggles. Why hasn't Casemiro started a game yet, says Ruben. I'm not interested in any of that. We've got what we've got at the moment, but we've got to get hold of this bloody football and just stop Arsenal having it. I can't believe we just can't play a simple pass. If I was Varane or Martinez, I'd say to Bruno and Eriksen, every time you get the ball, can you stop hitting it long? Because we need a break. Cross comes in. Told you, Southgate ultra-defensive style doesn't work, says London. Well, if we don't get hold of the ball, there's only one team that's going to win this with 25 minutes to go, and it's going to be Arsenal because they've been the better side by a long way so far, and we need to change it. It's almost like there's been a conversation about what gets the best out of these players. Well, we love to just... Fred's coming on. Fred's coming on before Casemiro. Well, that's all about. I think he'll take Sancho off. We're in trouble here, you know. We don't have the legs, the issue, it says SK. We don't have the ball. Here we go. Lovely ball by Bruno. Rashford, take it. Take it. Yes! Get in! Counter-attack FC! Manchester United. It's taken 3 games, but Rashford delivers. What a ball by Bruno Fernandes. And out of nothing, Manchester United are back in front. An absolute world-class ball by this guy. And a super finish by Rashford. You put Marcus Rashford in those positions, and that's where he will deliver. And that is what we've been trying to do for 3 games. 3 games we've been trying that. And finally, we've done it. That is why we've all been saying, why don't we keep hold of the ball? Why don't we keep hold of the ball? Because we've been trying to do this for 3 fucking games. And we've finally done it. What a ball by Bruno Fernandes. Rashford's through one-on-one. And it's 2-1 to Manchester United. It might not be watchable football in the sense of possession, but it's certainly effective when you hit it past like that. What a goal by Bruno Fernandes. And Manchester United are back in front at the perfect time. Because I tell you what, I was worried about Arsenal there. They had the momentum and Manchester United have taken it away. That'll be a right blow for them. What a ball by Bruno. And what a finish by Rashford. Goal and assist. Lovely stuff. Manchester United lead 2-1. I wouldn't say I'm shocked because it can work, but Sancho does come off for Fred. Yeah, I mean, I still look, long way to go. Long way to go. No matter how bad we play, we always got the counter, says SK. Absolute done them on the counter there. Absolute. And it's funny, we were talking about this about half time. People were saying, what does Rashford offer? What does Rashford offer? Probably not very much. But then Ronaldo comes on. He's playing off the left and it just works better. Direct Chester United. Look, the contrarian, if it works, it works. We need the points, mate. 23 minutes to go. Told you Rashford was doing bits, says Kai. Yeah, I think the Fred substitution for Casemiro is really interesting, but we're winning 2-1, so we'll just go with it. We're going to go with it. We're going to roll with it. I'm a bit confused about all this Rashford haters stuff. Sit down. We're on the same team here. We're playing Arsenal. What's all this about? Arguing amongst yourself. Chill out. If you're a Man United fan, surely you're just happy that we're winning. What's all the bloody stupid arguments about Players FC? That all needs to stop. Needs to stop. Grow up. Bruno. Oh, what a save by Ramsdale. Fred nearly got an assist straight away. Ronaldo. McTominay, cross it. Oh, lovely play by United now. We're flowing. Fast-flowing football here. We had them on the ropes there. Bruno got in. Ronaldo puts the keeper under pressure. Fred wins the tackle. Bruno nearly scored. Great save by Ramsdale. Good plays by the subs here. Ronaldo and Fred getting straight into the press, causing the problems. Bruno so close. Corner to United. And it comes. Ronaldo. Oh, God. United are looking up for this now. Are Arsenal on the ropes a little bit? We need to keep the momentum here. The forgotten man, Fred, nearly got an assist. Arsenal are getting a bit scared here. Sucker punch. It was a sucker punch, but the game, we said this at half time, the game will ebb and flow. And the great thing with the great conversation we had at half time, tactically smack yourselves on the back of the head, tap yourselves on the head, was the Rashford thing. There was a lot of criticism for Rashford, but I was talking about it and I said, would Ronaldo work up front like Rashford works, in the sense that Arsenal defence is just terrified of the ball over the top? Ronaldo comes on, the Arsenal defence pushes a bit higher, Rashford's in. That's exactly why they're doing that. McTominay's going to get booked. With a player like Casemiro, the bench, why are we seeing Fred again? Hope it works, says Daryl. But Ronaldo doesn't press, as the contrarian. I tell you what, Fred and Ronaldo's energy has been fantastic off the bench. Long way to go. We've never outplayed Arsenal going back as far as ending their infamous beaten run. They always find a way to lose against us, says Humphrey. And better balance with Rashford and Ronaldo, better ball possession, says London. Good shot here by Jesus, by the way. On the turn, I think De Gea probably knew it was going wide. Fred is playing as a cam and Bruno's on the right, says Demi. Yeah, well, I think some of us were a bit confused about the Fred instead of Casemiro thing, but Fred's not coming on in the Casemiro role. Double substitution here for Arsenal, Nketiah and Smith Rowe, and triple substitution. I think Vieira's coming on as well for them. It's tense, isn't it? It's tense here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. The whole squad looks better. Ronaldo is more invested now. Glad to see it, says Sino. And Karakioli ball is back, says Ali. Couldn't give a toss about that. Lovely ball by Bruno. I think Ronaldo's offside here. I think Ronaldo was offside anyway. Oh, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. Ah, 18 minutes to go. 3 subs for Arteta. You know, you're into that phase now, aren't you, where you're like, maybe a draw is not a bad result for United before the game, but you're winning. A draw would feel like a loss from this point. And, you know, the funny thing is, before the Rashford goal, I really thought the momentum was with Arsenal. But that killer pass by Bruno, this guy, that pass, look, Rashford deserves the credit. It's one-on-one. He's still got a lot to do. But the pass by Bruno is... Mark, you just rely on counter-attack. We have dominated, to Zayn. We're winning, mate. We're a work in progress. We are a work in progress, pal. AP says, when Ollie did it, it was individual brilliance. Hey, this is game 6. Is it game 6 for Erik ten Hag? Rome wasn't built in a day. We've seen what he can do in pre-season. We see what he's doing now. He's building results off a strong defence. You can get bitter and twisted like a lemon if you want, but United fans know what this is. It's a long, long, long rebuild. It's a long journey, and you know, if we're playing like this in a year's time, you know, maybe there's a conversation to be had. But Arteta parked the bus at the start, so you know, Arsenal fans aren't ones to talk about building a project, which is what Manchester United are doing here. Look, of course they're going to moan. Of course, Arsenal fans are going to be moaning. They're losing. It's 15 minutes to go here. Long way to go. Need that defence to do its job now. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're all very welcome. Eriksen springs the offside trap. It should be another goal for Rashford. Stay on side. It is a goal for Manchester United. It's 3-1. It's the promised land. Manchester United lead. Rashford's got 2 goals and an assist. It's fast flowing. It's exhilarating. It's power shower football from Manchester United. Get the champagne out. This is 3-1. I don't know who plays the pass, but Eriksen's in acres of space. He may as well be on the Yellowstone with cattle. He's got so much land. Look at this. Ronaldo gets it to Bruno. He is onside. Lovely little flick by from Ronaldo. Bruno with the through ball again. And then it's a tap-in. It's a sweat. It's a FIFA sweat. It's 3-1. It's over. It's over. It's over, my friends. It's 3-1 to Manchester United. And Arsenal are firing blanks. The Gunners are in the territorial army. It's 3-1. Manchester United, and it's Bruno again. What a goal. What a game. this game has gone from, I tell you what, it's one for match of the day, this one. 3-1. Bruno with the killer pass again. Love it. Why? Oh, yeah. You know what? I saw Eriksen running through then, and I'm sure everybody else felt the same. I thought he's going to be miles offside. I really did. But the timing of the run, it's just, you know what? I need to talk about this. It's the playbook of tactics. The high line of Arsenal. The high line of Arsenal has killed them. All game, they've been worried about Rashford's pace over the top when he was the number 9. Ronaldo comes on. They go 1-1 and they think they can win the game. They don't think they need to worry about the ball over the top anymore. So they push their line up higher, and we've got him behind it twice. You can clip that, because Arsenal fans, if you want to know why you've lost this game, you were scared of the ball over the top with Rashford all game. You get back to 1-1, Ronaldo comes on, you think, oh, we don't need to worry about the ball in behind anymore. And we've exploited it with Eriksen and Rashford. Arsenal have been the masters of their own downfall. You can say United have hit them on the break. You've screwed it. You've screwed it. Arteta's been screwed there, because he's gone and played. He's pushed the line up with Rashford not down the middle, and we've exploited it with runners from deep. Magnificent by Ten Hag and the United side to implement that. And that actually, you could argue that Ronaldo substitution indirectly has won us the game, because they think with Ronaldo there, oh, let's push up higher. And we've made people run from deep, like Eriksen and Rashford. I mean, Rashford on the left, he scored 2 goals. Billy says, I'm done questioning Ten Hag. What a game. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? It's about the game. It's not about the lineup. Let's go, says Nez. Why have we been worried about Arsenal? Career bottlers, says Alex. And I may need to take back what I said about Rashford, says Class. You don't need to take it back, because since he's gone to the left, Rashford's been brilliant. Arteta out, get the banners, says Jack Hammers. Well, you know I'm going to do it. Arteta, I told you, Arteta, we've not played anybody good, Arteta, game out, Arteta, I tell you what, we haven't played anyone good. We've been playing National League teams, 5 wins, game out, Arteta, I've had enough, game out. They'll all be at it tonight. Martinez has gone down injured here. It's been worth staying up until 4 a.m. And I love Erik Ten Hag more than my Nam, says James. And, oh, God, Maguire's coming on. I'm scared, says Victor. Rashford just pulled his hamstring, says Keanu. I hope he didn't. I hope he didn't. Martinez is off for Maguire. I called Rashford hat-trick. Check the super chat, says Dale. I don't think he's going to be doing a hat-trick, because I think he's off. Rashford's off for Casemiro. No hat-trick. Maguire's on. Oh, look at him. He's took the bloody captain's armband straight away as well. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with coming on and having a cameo for 10 minutes and getting the captain's armband. I didn't see how it happened. Maybe Bruno handed it to him, but I know he's the club captain, but you don't need to have the captaincy for 10 minutes. Bruno's made 2 fantastic passes today, by the way. But look, I'm not going to let anything taint this victory. It's been fantastic from United. And hopefully that's not an injury for Martinez, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Jesus skips past Maguire. Oh, for fuck's sake. He's been booked. He's gone and got booked straight away. And this is why Maguire's a problem in this team. He's one-on-one and Jesus just skips past him and he's booked. Fucking hell. Arteta has learnt from Pep. He has only plan A, but he doesn't have the squad for depth for it. You know what? I'm actually a bit nervous now. I was really confident, but with Martinez off, I'm a little bit worried that there's still 10 minutes to go here. Do you think it was wise to bring Maguire on? I'd have put I'd actually have put Lindelof on. Lindelof's a little bit more mobile, isn't he? I tell you what, this game's not over. You know, I was really confident. I was very confident. This game's not over. There's 10 minutes to go here. Eriksen, man of the match, working in the shadows. Oh, Alvin, he's so important. He's so important. We will have our revenge at the Emirates, says Zane. It's not over, Zane. See Arsenal's eyes light up when Maguire came on, says Brian. I do think they did light up a little bit. It's like my dog when I get the pedigree chum out at 5 o'clock. Suddenly they come alive from their afternoon nap. Xhaka, the wall does its job. Maguire gets his head on it. And Varane clears it. Oh, I tell you what, it's been great. Oh, Fred's won it. Into Ronaldo. Oh, fuck off, Fred. Terrible ball. Could have got Ronaldo in. He tried. He did try. He just got it wrong. Ronaldo smiles. It could have been it. It was well battled by Fred. I'd have took another touch. Oh. Laugh my ass off. Maguire doesn't disappoint, says L. And Maguire stopped Arsenal, though. Also, let's put some respect on Bruno's name. Yeah, look, I said at half time, you know, positive Bridge. I'm trying to fight the negativity from minute one. When that team news came out, I was like, look, we've got to back the team. We've got to win this game. And I think most people have been like that. And credit to you. And look, we've got to back this manager. I didn't agree with Rashford starting in the middle. I didn't agree with McTominay starting over Casemiro, but I agree with the manager and I respect the manager. And I think the buzz of the fans all around the world today has been that. Let's get behind this team. We've got to win this game. Arsenal's the enemy, not people in a red shirt. Got a new manager, new belief. And you know what? Ronaldo and Fred off the bench have done really well. Bruno at half-time, I was like, I can't decide whether he's having a good game or a bad game. He's had a very good second half. He's been key. Both goals are because of Bruno's brilliant passes. I know he didn't get an assist on the second one, but it was his ball that set Eriksen away. I think at the entire team, there's been shaky moments. Look, Malasia's had a tough game against Saka, but people were saying bring Luke Shaw on. God, Maguire, I thought he'd given a bloody penalty away there. Can't get up to pace with this game. To be fair to Maguire, I don't think he's the sort of player sticking to a fast-paced game for the last 10 minutes. Oh, that's a bad kick by De Gea. It's just gifting up the possession there. I would have played out from the back there. It's one time I will criticise De Gea. He's got to just give that to Maguire or Delow. There's a pass on. There's no point giving possession up. Still 5 minutes to go here. Arsenal ain't winning this game. We're getting a point at least. We should be winning it, but you know what football's like. Oh, I tell you what, Jesus is attaching himself to Maguire, and it's becoming a bit of a problem here. Plenty of time. Not plenty of time left though. Look at the Premier League table as it goes round, though. Look what it does to the Premier League. The table. Oh, God, we need this win. Give me this win. clock to go right down fast. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Loads of games coming up for United now. Obviously, we're back in the Europa League on Thursday night, but we're back. Dare I mention a title race? I don't think anybody wants to talk about title races, but what I can say is that we'll be 3 points off the top of the league tonight if this stays the same. Saka's in down the right-hand side again. Still time for Arsenal here. I don't feel comfortable yet. Good tackle by Malacia there. There's a yellow card for Saka. The frustration. This is good to see from Arsenal. Good to see the frustration coming through. First real test. Saka's gone in hard on him there, to be fair. But they can't have any complaints, Arsenal. They've been masters of their own downfall. I mean, I don't do Arsenal reactions, but if I was an Arsenal fan, I can tell you exactly how you lost this game. And it was the Ronaldo sub. You got back to 1-1. Rashford wasn't down the middle anymore, and you thought, we don't need to worry about the ball over the top. Let's push higher. And we angled that one run from Rashford, and we angled that run from deep from Eriksen, and we got him behind your high line, and you fell into the trap. And you've got to say that that is an inspired substitution, and it's worked absolutely perfectly for Manchester United. If you know your football, you know what I'm on about. Both our goals, they are terrible goals to concede if you're Arsenal, because basically you've given us 2 one-on-ones. That's pub defending, really. Referee, I'm thinking 2 minutes added on, 2 minutes max. This would be a cracking match of the day watch, though, later. Really, really good. Lots of stuff going on. It's ebbed and flowed. For 20 minutes, Arsenal were brilliant in the second half, by the way. For 20 minutes in the first half, they were brilliant. But that United defence has done its job again. I know we've conceded one, but that was a lucky goal. I'm going to write that down. Lucky. Just so I remember. Mm. 89 minutes. Should be there now, but you just don't know. It's a funny old game, innit? It's a funny old game, this football. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. I don't know what we've done on subscribers. It's been a big stream, and we're going to have lots of these streams this year on the growth of Manchester United under Erik ten Hag. Closing in on 475,000, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Al Dude says he'd go with Eriksen man of the match. It's great to see us winning the game, and the crowd are still shouting, we want the Glazers out. It's a perfect day. What a perfect day, says King. When you lost 6-1 to Burnley, Leao was playing for Burnley. Also, would you rather take Vidic or Rooney in this team, says Million Hawk. Well, I don't necessarily think we need Rooney. I don't think we need Vidic. Oh, McTominay did well there. Think with time Eriksen would make a good captain, says Akshay. Yes. How long is this referee going to add on? 90 minutes. He's not adding 90. 4 minutes. He's a good ref. He's a good ref. Ref's been fantastic. There's a tweet there. You might want to retweet it because it's going to wind people up. It's on @Goldbridge. Just retweet it for the bants. That's about as far as I'm going to go. Eriksen man of the match. What we're saying, says Cal. Yeah, we'll go through that on the match reaction straight after this. I think we're home and hosed here. There's only 3 minutes to go. It's 3-1. It would take a huge effort from Arsenal to get back into this. The defence has been fantastic again, by the way. Maguire doesn't give comfort and security in the back line. He needs to leave, says Pablo. It is funny, isn't it? And I do want to mention that in the match reaction as well. The Maguire effect. It's how you feel about that defence when it's Martinez and Varane, and how you feel about it when Maguire comes on. It's just completely different, isn't it? Last few games, we've had moments where we catch the win and rely on defence. This is the first game where the attack seriously turned up second half, says Freyard. Erik ten Hag giving tactical instructions on the sideline is the highlight for me. Haven't seen it in ages from United, says Carlos. Thank you very much for the super chats today as well. Told you this team will not concede many goals, says Ellie. Heads in. Back post. Bruno's got it. Cut it back. Cut it back. Back off, Bruno. It was a simple tap back. He's done so well, Bruno. Ronaldo can't believe it. I can't believe it. I don't know why Bruno doesn't pass that back there. Ronaldo's fuming. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but the guy wants to score goals, doesn't he? He's made a great run. Oh, no. He's tried to go through the legs. Corner here. Go on, Harry Maguire. Come on. This is your moment. This is your moment. 93 minutes in front of the Stretford end. Fingers in your ears time. Oh, I thought it was going to drop on his head there. Arsenal playing brilliant football while Ollie's shadow is still looming over United. Moments FC, counter-attacking, boring football, dominated all game. 3 points. 3 points, Nelly. 3 points. Count them. 1, 2, 3. 3 points. Couldn't give a toss about what you think about how we played. 3 points. Count them. 3. I am McTominay's biggest critic, but I have to say he's been on the ball today. Fair play, says Blink. And huge test of whether Arsenal's resurgence is real or was still useless. History shows their season implodes after we beat them, says Humphrey. I think we look better and more of a threat going forward with Ronaldo on, says Cole. We scored 2 goals with Ronaldo on the pitch. Rashford got 2 goals. And it's over! Boom! Shakalak! 3-1 to Manchester United. That's what we came here for. Sunday evening is party time for United fans. Big, big result. It's all about the result at this time of the season. I'm not interested in lucky or counter-attack bullshit. Arteta parked the bus for the first 6 months and won an FA Cup. Didn't see Arsenal fans moaning then. Manchester United, we're only 6 games in. That's a team effort. That's a squad game. It's a 3-1 win to Manchester United, and it's exactly what we needed. And after Brentford and Brighton, we're 3 points off the top of the league. 3 points off the top of the league. And I just want to say this as well. A special message to all those Arsenal fans who, when I did a combined 11, took the piss out of me having a back 5 of United players. Who's laughing now? Because it's not you. That back 5 won us the game again. If you keep clean sheets and you don't concede many goals, 1, which was jammy, you win games of football. It ain't hard. 2 goals conceded in 4 games. The back 5's rock solid again and will score the goals on the attack. Magnificent result for Manchester United. I'll see you on the match reaction. We're going to go through player ratings and all that jazz in a moment. I'll push you over there and I'll see you in a minute.